2026. We got a fantastic show for you tonight. Oh man, Jer today is down bad, buddy. Did you see this?
The dog
in
pool?
The arms of an
He did our
angel.
bit, but for real.
No, he actually did. You guys, the bagging hit a new level with Jer today. It was insane. On both shows, it was constant. It was like Coffee Brand Coffee commercial, quartering.com chill, Coffee Brand Coffee commercial, quartering.com chill.
6 ads within half an hour?
At least. It was getting to be crazy. Then finally, the piece de resistance was in his second show, the afternoon show, which I'm so glad that I actually clipped, because I was like, oh, you know, I could have a nap or something, or I could go out and read my book or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, no, I better just knock out this Jer, just have it all tonight for the segment. Quartering decides that the way to own the A-Logs and trolls is to actually do the bit where he plays in the arms of an angel and begs
his dog.
It started off with just begging you to buy the coffee. And then he started begging you to buy quartering.com to the music. And it's like, this bit's gone on for like 6 minutes now of him just like begging. And it was crazy. Like, he actually adopted, when I think he was watching the show, because he brought up like it's only 20 cents a day, which is how I told him to sell it.
Well, we did the whole bit and you mocked it.
Instead of the $6, it's like the price of a coffee a month. He broke it down by the day. Like I told him to do last show. And it's just so funny.
Do you think he likes our show?
He starts, Andy, it wasn't just the dog, bro. He brought out every one of his animals one by one. He brought the first dog, the second dog, the third dog.
The third dog was the funniest, though, where he goes, and he's black.
No, it was actually funny.
I actually laughed hard.
Time, I was like, you know what? Jared made me laugh. This is ridiculous.
He can't sit, and he's black.
He's black. It's fucking good.
I was like, okay.
And then he brings in his cat, you know, and he's like, this cat. He goes, the cat is starving. It's like, what do you mean the cat's starving? You piece of shit. He's telling us that he can't afford to feed his cats, as in the arms of an angel is playing. I swear to God, we didn't edit this in any way.
No, we didn't. I thought raw.
It's 100%. And then after that, he brings in another cat and is like begging, like, we need these too fat. I don't know. He's like, we need to get him the diet food, guys, which I can't afford. So please, if you guys can support, it's only 20 cents a day to feed my cats.
Which just makes no sense, though, because this month I checked the views on Locals last night, and I was like, oh my God. Some videos are over 100,000 views per video. So technically, he's having like the best month ever. But
he's
then
having a resurgence.
You brought in Return of the Mac and Cheese.
Return of the Mac and Cheese went and found all of the Google spending that he's been doing, because apparently it was public and no one had any idea of this. Because you know, there's no one else really that's ever done this that we've known of, that's done like ad spending on Google and YouTube. But that's what Quartering's been doing. And he's been doing it now for a full year, more than a year. Over 200 videos he's sponsored. I think it's over 10 million fraudulent views.
That's crazy.
He's paid for. Like, it's insane, bro.
Isn't that 1/3 of his views? But not including the shorts. So it's like 1.5s of his views are all fraudulent.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to know what the true full extent of it is. They're going through the numbers over on Germinal Decline to figure out the total extent of just how many of his views are paid for. But what this goes to show, it's far worse than we thought. You know, because even the numbers that are bad as they are on Germinal Decline for long form views, a good percentage of those views are fake. So, And not only fake, but they're costing him money.
Yes, it's like negative now.
It's negative money. Well, and the thing is like it only hurts you in the algorithm when those go away.
So by the way,
it's just like a downward spiral.
I was watching Luther Morgan's video, and he was so generous. He goes, I think Jer is making $10,000 a month. Luther, if you're listening to me, it's maybe
not on YouTube.
$3,000 a month on YouTube. That's me being like, it was a good month. Let's go. But, like, dudes, I'm telling you right now.
He needs the watch time. He needs multiple ads to play, and he doesn't have the watch time. Yeah. It's just not. It's not what people think it is.
Yeah,
it's really not. And so it's getting harder and harder by the day for Jer to make it to where he's now like reaching out to Ralph for peace treaties.
And Ralph felt
and Ralph told him to get. And then Quartering's going before the throne of Mr. Medicare and begging his mercy and his grace.
I know everyone hates me, but
I wish I patched things up with you. The thing is, Jer, what is it that you'd have to patch up with old Daddy Jim? What is it exactly? Hey, Quartering, you want to tell us? You want to share it with the class? You want to share with Jim what you're actually apologizing for? What you did? Because what you did is, you just the unsuccessful version of what you did to us. Yes. Just try and take the guy's channel away is what you did back in the day, Quartering, and we all know. So this idea that Mr. Medicare is going to come save you and it's going to be the cavalry charge over the mountain to save the Jer forces, it's not happening, bro. You're lucky that Jim is like being merciful enough to stay out of it and not ass rape you, bro. Which I don't even know why he does that. I guess because you glaze Trump or whatever, or he just doesn't care enough to felt you, or he thinks you're like felted enough as it is.
He is
but what
enough.
I find interesting about that exchange is Jim pointing out the Ralph stuff to Quartering. And Quartering acting like it's the first time he ever heard it.
Yes!
The first time he's heard anything about Ralph in years. But yet he was just in Ralph's chat on the weekend.
Oh my God.
He was completely aware of the entire thing. And we can pull up a clip where he's saying, don't come to my house. There are people who
my God.
You know what I mean? So he's caught in 4K dead to rights as being a lying sack of shit to Mr. Medicare. And it's like, what do you think you're doing here, Quartering? Like, do you really think you're this slick, you're this smart, that you can just lie and you're never going to get caught out on it and you're going to fool Mr. Medicare and he's going to take your side? And what's crazy is in Quartering's mind, for whatever reason, he believes that as long as Mr. Medicare isn't felting him, that he won somehow. Like, he keeps appealing to Jim as this higher authority that determines whether or not he's a lolcow or whether or not he's right or wrong in this situation. And he keeps talking about how, well, Mr. Medicare would have never done it this way. And Mr. Medicare is the man. And you guys are but pale imitations of Mr. Medicare and all this. So I wish that Jim, just for the sake of that, would have felted Quartering, to be honest. Yeah. But regardless of whether Jim weighs in on it or not, Jer, the truth of it is your business is in germinal decline. It's not coming back.
Well,
it's completely
Jim's not going to save it. Sorry. Even if Jim was like, hey, yeah, we're cool. No one would care. No offense. No one would care. No, like streamer has the power to like save what Jared did in the last 2 months.
Exactly.
No
exactly.
One. Like, you know what I mean?
But then Quartering's like doing, he's getting back into the booze. Getting back in the Miller time,
bro. Yeah.
And he's going on Twitter and talking about like internet blood sports was a proud part of his heritage. Did you see this? But now he's too fat and he's too tired. And it's like,
you were in blood sports once or twice. You weren't in the years. You weren't
even a fly on the ass of internet blood sports, Jer. Nobody thinks about you when they think about that time period. They think about Andy, they think about Ralph, they think about Sargon, they think about Tonka. Exactly. Nobody thinks about you. I honestly think more people would think about Coach Red Pill than they would about.
Not even close. You're right. Like a billion
There's
percent.
Like
a billion percent.
Players that were involved that were more important. Like
Jer was on the stream with me and Jim, where Jim told everyone to fucking at Hasbro that I was going to murder all their employees. If you don't remember with that one, and then he was
a bigger player back then. Yeah. V, like if you were talking about the Skeptic roster, like Sargon, Kraut, V, even Dankula over on that side.
Oh, Dankula, yeah.
You know, Quartering was like 6th or 7th man. Like he was a bench warmer on the
he was
not even because he was lower than Meth Holiday.
Yes.
He was lower than Meth Holiday. To be honest, bro, he was like 17th man on this bench, bro.
Yes.
The people are like, seriously, dude. He was like the water boy on Team Skeptics down Sargon's.
Yeah.
And then he wants to pretend like he was a big part of this.
Well, he was on that stream.
Respected you.
And I remember also he was like on a few panels, but would never talk. And then he tried felting Jim by getting him. So like his highlight was being there for a meme that involved me, and then trying to fucking get Medicare off YouTube. Wow, what a legacy, sir! Like, get the fuck out of here.
What a proud legacy you had there, Jer. Like, nobody.
Is there anything else you remember?
Like,
is there anything else you remember?
No, I mean, maybe
he called I don't even remember.
The kill stream and get. Struggle session. Remember we watched that clip where he was calling Ralph a king and bowing to the Ralph mail and
but like everyone hated him then.
Yes.
So he was never in
the Wild Smile called in and put him in his place.
Smile,
etc., etc.
I forgot he existed. Oh my god!
Big return of Mr. Medicare this weekend. Jim came back to take the game back under control. Best stream he's done in pretty much everybody's opinion in a long time.
Well, because politics for people are sort of like, it's not funny.
It can be, but it's very partisan. Whereas everybody can laugh at the rage pig Ethan Ralph
and Blade's
dilapidated crack shack and Blade's dirty stinking stomp. And
it was really funny. I'm happy to hear him do that again. Yeah, it was really
he seems to be in a lot better health, a lot higher energy. And the best part of all is Ralph seething.
Oh, the beer bottle?
The best part of all is Ralph just getting rattled.
So you were like, yo, Andy, find the beer bottle throw, right? So I finished the edit, but I missed that part, but I found it. So I found it from Gabe Hoffman. And I hit play. And I'm thinking, when you tell me about the beer bottle, I'm thinking it smashes, it's crazy. This limp wristed. It was like it bounced off the wall.
He was like Sally. Bro, you couldn't even shatter the. And then listen, we've seen where he's at. It's a concrete box with a tin roof.
Easy, yeah.
So you threw it straight into fucking concrete and you still couldn't shatter it? Holy fuck, man.
But what did he
what a disaster.
When I heard it bounce beep, beep, beep off the floor, I'm just like dying. Like, it's really fucking funny, man.
He did a real fucking sui that was just beyond buddy last week. Medicare is dunking on him. Bitch.
Buddy, oh my god, it's actually so funny. But by the way, here, real fast, that's gotta be Kane has subscribed officially now. Let's go. 5 subs. Thank you.
The Fed next door for 5 subs. Okay, Honeybee has just subscribed. Chai Fu G, false flag Jerrism. Raw quarter pounder for 2,000 kicks. Saying Brad Cool Unlimited hangs out in my chat felting Jer. He is evolving into Brad Cool Unchained. Cool. I'll stop you there. Brad Cool has become Brad Cruel and is now on his villain arc. And we're going to cover some of that as we get into the Jer segment, which is going to be, there's like one little quick Blade clip, maybe two actually quick Blade clips. Then we'll be right into quartering. Then we're going to be right into Ralph after that. Then we're going to talk about DSP, guys. Phil had found his new gambling addiction. He's on the Pokemon cards hard, fiending the cards. And he admitted today, or it was yesterday, he admitted this, that he's been opening the cards off stream, that he's been ordering additional
boxes. That's not good, dude.
So
that's going to be addictive, bro.
The addiction, bro. No. We know he has a problem with this. We know it's what led to his first bankruptcy and $250,000 wasted on a mobile game. And now he has something that he can justify easier to himself.
Because you could be like, I could sell it. I could sell them if it's good.
He can sell it. Yeah. And he can get rich and he can make a return on it. And it's hot and it's part of his business. And he thinks that he's going to be able to, write it off on his taxes, and he's going to get away with it all, right? So this is Phil. He's now getting into it big time. And apparently, Phil claims that he pulled the Chase card. Now,
the SIR,
I hope that it's true that he actually did pull it, because that's the worst thing that can happen to a gambler is to get a big win. Yeah. Trust me, I know. Yeah. Once you get that first big win, you're chasing that fucking dragon. Yeah. You're chasing that dragon, trying to get back to that point. So Phil's going to keep ripping. But people out there are pretty convinced this is pathetic stuff, that Phil, just like quartering, bought it as a single.
Yeah.
And is pretending that because he doesn't have any of the packaging, he doesn't have the digital code that you're supposed to have.
Yeah, wouldn't you keep that all like, okay, I have to prove this, so I'm going to put it back here. I'm going to put it right here. He went back to the card shop, in my opinion, and bought the art thing to prove, look, it is worth it.
Well, he's trying to prove that it's not resealed and that he didn't get scammed. Okay. But I'm pretty
sure that's what it is.
The thing. But then Phil, even if this was true and Phil did pull the Chase card out, Phil then overextends and tries to make an argument that there's no resealed boxes anywhere in the world. What do you mean? When 100% there absolutely are resealed boxes out there. But Phil's like, this is all a conspiracy theory.
Day one,
people are lying.
Scalpers buy 10 boxes, open it all, take all the good pulls, find the X's and stuff, and reseal, make about 8 boxes or 7 boxes out of it. I don't do this, I swear to God, guys. I watched the video on this last week. So what I think is, because if you're buying it online, bro, you cannot trust that shit. That is resealed 50% of the time.
Also, there's actually some pretty fun Phil stuff today. Phil crashed out big time. He broke his camera. It freeze framed on him at the funniest moment. He was scolding everybody for not giving him enough support and not supporting Pokemon, seething at the Kick Chat. He got 0 support for DSP Tries It today.
No, what did he eat?
It's tough for Phil. He got a triple quarter pounder from Sonic.
A triple?
3 quarter-pound patties with bacon on it. Yeah.
What's the point, man?
Like, holy shit, bro.
Why does that exist? What the fuck? That's actually like, there's never enough topping on even a double. Like, what do you mean, a triple? What the fuck? Oh, by the way, real fast, Ash, I know Ash is excited. 6 a.m. tomorrow, you're going to wake up, buddy?
No, it's 10 a.m.
No, aren't they starting at 6, though?
I thought it was 10 a.m. Eastern time for the Nintendo Direct, because I was thinking we might stay up all night long.
I mean,
till 10. I don't know, boys. I'm going to be honest. That would be 14 hours to get to the conference.
We make fun of you all the time, Nintendo, but please show us a Zelda or a Mario. You
Smash Brothers incoming,
like anything.
boy. It's all gonna be announced, bro. New Smash Brothers, new mainline 3D Mario, new Zelda game.
Jeez.
They're also gonna announce that the Metroid Prime 4 they put out was an April Fool's joke. It was a just kidding, and they're releasing the real Metroid Prime 4 today. And it will actually be available as soon as the conference starts on the eShop, bro. And it's all going to be saved.
Listen,
we're going to have Pikmin 5, the new Splatoon's coming, buddy.
It's called
I'm a kid now. I'm a skid now. I'm a squid now.
Yeah, wait,
now.
It's called like Splatoon, like Revelation. No, Splatoon.
It's a single player Splatoon game, and it's like,
no,
who
isn't it
asked
online?
for this?
No, isn't it like a
Is it an
Fortnite
online
style
co-op? I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
It's the Riders game. It's not going to be worth it to stay up, is it?
They're not going to announce Raiders. Shit. It's Raiders.
They're not. Listen, half the presentation will be Star Fox.
Wait, hang on.
The one that's already announced.
Let me give you a little bit of hope, okay? It's going to be 90 minutes. Okay? A 90-minute direct means there's something in there that's big. Because usually when it's the short ones, it's all that like, Amiibo! You want to buy an Amiibo thing?
Are you saying the Ocarina of Time remake?
I think so.
I'm going to be honest, though. Are you even excited for it?
I am.
It's just pure nostalgia play, though. Like,
I know. I'm a mark, though, bro. I'm a mark. By the way, Xbox case was okay. I liked it. It was okay. There was some okay stuff in it. Gears of War looked pretty cool. What else?
Fable? It's never coming.
No.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Microsoft failed, buddy.
Halo looks horrible.
What is there? A new Crazy Taxi? Is that the big announcement?
Don't
the new
care.
Crazy Taxi? You're not going to bust out your wheel, buddy. I want to see Phil play the Crazy Taxi.
Spyro,
with the wheel, buddy.
Spyro 4?
Did they bring back Spyro?
It was like an announcement, yeah.
I'm excited for that, then.
I love Spyro.
I like Spyro. I like the nostalgia games.
Persona 6. I can't wait for that. Persona 6. That's me because I'm an anime.
What about Halo, dude? Isn't it just a remake of Combat Evolved again?
Did you see Corza? What was her name? Cortana?
Cortana?
They made her a man, bro. She is butch looking bitch. What do they do?
Hologram. Who gives a shit? Are you really
jack off in the middle of the show, you know, or the game?
I'm not gonna off the Cortana.
Put pause.
Oh my god, you know? Bro! Like, who gives a shit, dude? Holy fuck!
You're woke.
Oh no! I've given in to the wokesters. Listen, I don't give a single about Halo in 2026, man.
It looks like Unreal game. It's like an Unreal looking game. Did you see the trailer?
Fuck! It's been like 16 years since the last good game came out in the Halo franchise. Since like Reach. Did anyone like 4? Did anyone like 5?
You mean Infinite?
Infinite was kind of fun, you know.
The
for
online
like a little
was
bit.
fun for a month and a half when I was like drinking all the time and playing till 8 in the morning, screaming the N-word and chat. How I was not banned off of Xbox is crazy.
Sonic PPP revealing his colors. Yeah, I've been gatekeeping you guys this whole
time. People think Wario Land might be coming. Imagine Wario and Waluigi.
For a new. Can you imagine if Waluigi actually got a game? I would be hyped for that. I'm a stupid. I would buy it even if it was $100 for the Waluigi side scroller.
Imagine it was Wario and Waluigi, and it was like
no, that would be fun. They could do it sick. Like a Super Mario RPG, like the Mario and Luigi.
Don't even make me excited for something that doesn't exist.
And it would be Wario and Saga? Waluigi like that. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it would be sick, but it's not going to happen. You know what we're going to see for Switch 2 at this presentation? Skyrim remaster for Switch 2.
Finally.
Let's go! Skyrim on Switch 2. I'm pretty sure that's already happened.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Listen,
what else are we going to see?
I play Skyrim still with 500 gigabytes of mods. And in
a new
VR,
Dynasty Warriors title, but this time it's Dynasty Warriors Donkey Kong or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Donkey Kong's just smashing hundreds of dudes as a dynasty warrior.
I just want like a Zelda that's cool and fun and not like an exhausting open world. Oh, shrine. By the 80th shrine, you want to kill yourself. So,
buddy, everybody loved the shrines.
Do we leave the show early and pass out and wake up in the morning and do another show in the morning?
That's what we could do that.
I would do that.
We could do that, but we'll see. I got to do some of these shout outs here and then let's get it. Yeah. The time flew by.
Listen, I'll smash some NyQuil to pass out early. We wake up at
We got Banana Joseph, Jameson, Katarina Ann, Zevran, Fallen Hero 3456. Troll Patrol says, let Jer starve in the street. We got Chai Fuji with a sub. Indomitable Alex says, did you know Lummox has donated to and had dealings with Wings of Redemption, maybe DSP's editor? The thing is, I don't really know a whole lot of that lore, but I have heard both of those things. I've heard the rumors. The word on the street is that he's Phil's editor. But then I think Phil may have had a falling out with him because Phil was like crashing out about editing the other day. Oh, no. We got Fed next door for 5 subs. Shiny Tinfoil says,
thank you.
Who's ready for the next? Okay, we read that. We've got here Medieval Spawn for 5 subs. Katarina Ann with another sub. Nice and Moist subscribed. Cambridge Police with a pack it up. I saw him pull that card on Nick Nobody's Suffer Sunday. We were all felted that day. Bulu Cthulhu says DSP claims he threw away all of the other cards. Gritty fuck would never. He didn't pull that ninja. Hashtag Ninjagate. Windy 1923 for a sub. Poker Player for 1,000 kicks says Exodus looked pretty good, just like old school Mass Effect was. And Grem Patalkin for a gifted sub as well.
Nice. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, there was one more I wanted to. I think that you would have been excited. Gears of War, Halo, Fable, Spyro, Doom, Dark Ages. I don't care. State of Decay, Minecraft Dungeons 2.
They're calling out. They're going, Jer, start the Jer segment. We got
one guy's yelling, "Where's the Ralph segment?" We have. Don't worry.
I've explained to you how it's going to go already. Don't make me do the schedule speak like Jer for everybody who tuned in late because they don't want the Nintendo segment.
Ash, look at the screen. Look what Brad Cool's thumbnail has turned into, or his display picture.
Oh, no. He's been silenced by Jer. Jer's an evil bastard, bro.
I now will never look at Freddie Prinze Jr. ever as Freddie Prinze Jr. He will always be.
I never Brad did anyway. Cool. I forgot he even existed.
You thought he was, what's his name from
I thought he died. What was the last thing he was in?
Scooby-Doo, too, I think.
That was like 22 years ago now. Fucking. I think he was in the remake of I Know Where You Did Last Summer or whatever it's called. I Know What You Did Last Summer, maybe. Which nobody even knows came out.
I didn't even know.
To the point where in Scary Movie 6, it was a punchline that no one saw the movie.
Oh, you watched Scary Movie? You liked the Scary Movie?
No, it was terrible. It was really bad. I don't know what I was thinking. You know,
I heard it's horrible. You're like, people always say that. And then today you're like, my God.
Say that. Of course it wasn't going to get good reviews, you know, but I'm like, maybe there's some hope. Then there was a couple of gags here and there that made me chuckle, like the Jermaine Jackson joke and, you know, the white girl's cameo. And there was a couple of things here, but for the most part, it was brutally cringe, just like almost unwatchably bad. And I don't know why anybody expected any different.
I mean, that review is like how else do you review it? Yep, that's it. There we go. Move on.
Well, there's nothing you can say about it.
It's Scary Movie, right?
You know? Yeah.
Wait. Funny story. The movie Obsession.
We got Bizarro Steve Irwin saying Godwinson's gay.
Yeah, I saw
He's
that.
Gay.
That was a funny ass segment.
He's a homo.
You felt it. Wait, Ash. Obsession because you know how it was in the Sundance Film Festival, officially has made more money than all 68 Sundance Film Festival movies combined.
No.
By a YouTuber.
That's wild, buddy. And we got good old Lady Rose for 500 kicks. Says, first time I've tried this. Not familiar with how to use the kick system. Well, you made it work. You made it happen.
You did it. Let's go.
It's just you only put in 500 when you meant to put in 5,000. So that was your mistake. You left the zero off. I'm sure you'll rectify it next time.
No problem.
And we got Todd Howard, 420 says, Todd Howard, bro is a scammer. False flag Jarism for a sub. Trent Johnson says, waking up at 8 a.m. to react to Nintendo is so hard. Chat, send more subs and kicks. Sunset 90 for 25 subs.
Let's go. Big support, Sunset
and
90, man.
Dabs for 2 subs. And Rock Quarter Pounder says, Freddie Prinze is starring in Trail of Smears out this summer. Okay. Let's have a look at our Whoa buddy for today.
I have one extra one.
Rough.
I have an extra one. Yeah. You'll see. Okay.
Let's have a look at these.
This is actually vile. And if you're eating.
This is that. And Frank Booth, 666 for 25 subs.
Let's go, Frank. Let's go. Rape. Big. That's our slogan.
Well, apparently that's the Diorio brand. Is rape.
And Chud Logic too. They do the.
Everybody loves now.
You know, base.
Okay,
let's go.
We got. What a name! Says, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
Ballin', ball nuts for 5. So, I love now the support starts coming in once I attempt to actually start doing the segment.
Well, they don't want to hear about Switch.
People now, well, it's like, listen, like you could have donated during the 30 minutes designated for donations, and yet as soon as I try starting the show, they delay the start
I put it
of
on
the
screen.
show.
The moment I switched scenes, it was over, dude.
And we've got H Town Lord says Godzilla Destroy All Monsters remaster sold.
Looks cool.
I'm excited for it.
It looks cool. I'm pumped for that.
Sean Sandwich Sundry for 5. I know, Muscovy. Let's do a segment about the segment. Not a bad idea. And then maybe there'll finally be a show. All right, just hit play.
Okay, here we go.
In crates of Newports and vats of Jaeger. Gollum has better dental hygiene than you, Mr. Romney. Nas on all of that, how do you expect us to believe
God, what are you doing? But what's the idea there?
I'm gonna actually. Oh my god.
Oh my god! But hold on. So it's just like he's putting deodorant on the cast, though, isn't he?
I'm gonna fucking puke.
How is that supposed to work?
I'm gonna be real. When I put this into our group chat,
with Axe
I never watched
body
it.
Spray, buddy.
I read it and I put it in our group chat. I did not watch it until now.
Isn't he doing it over the sock?
Yeah,
like bring it back.
Well, he wants it to absorb.
Like it's not even. Like you gotta take that off though if you're gonna apply deodorant. But it looks like it's leaking. I think ultimately he should have just had the doctor take the whole foot, because it's going. Eventually, he's going to lose that whole foot. He probably should have just bit the bullet on it and went to the wheelchair. Honestly,
after seeing that, I wish he bit the bullet. Period.
Like you're gonna fucking, you're gonna keep like walking around with like infection and rot and just chop it the off if you're not gonna properly maintain it. And quit drinking and just go to your wheelchair and die. Like, seriously, like, what the man? It's just everywhere you go stinks of death. Like, what is this guy doing?
Someone said, is that a leg hole? Yeah, he has a hole, like, fully, like...
They'll have these grimy degenerates take shots of liquor out of his leg hole. Well, it's not that bad. Look at it. Look, it's not that bad, bro. Oh my god, it's pretty bad. Oh no!
It's so funny too. I can watch movies that have like this.
Someone called
and I don't get affected.
Boots?
Like I don't get affected by like movies, but the moment I know it's real, it's just it hits me in like the chest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
New
So
girlfriend.
he's got a new girlfriend, new crackhead girlfriend every week on the Blade stream.
Wow.
Let's have a look what they're up to.
Sorry.
She doesn't have a penis.
You guys let me know. Okay, you personally let me know.
Mm-hmm. I've done many checks. No there.
Cringe Blade. Yellow Blade. Marcel, incoming. Holy Yellow Blade.
Oh, Marcel's awesome.
Oh, you are
He's yellow.
I know, it's just it's the light.
Did you hear that? She said he's yellow. And that's what happens when your liver's failing from alcoholism. You end up all yellow and sallow and she confirmed he's yellow, and Blade tried to cope that it's the lighting, but it's not the lighting. Like his liver is straight up failing. And he's gonna die. And honestly, if you're him, you're gonna probably hope sooner rather than later. Like if he ends up living like another 10 years, it's just gonna be awful suffering the whole time, you know. And this is the sad thing about like this, is that sometimes they don't just die, they like linger on in like incredibly diminished and up ways, and it's like, oh man.
Okay. Wait, now I have a quick one. I watched the guy yesterday for 5 minutes, right, on a YouTube live streams.
Yeah.
And this guy is
this the watermelon buddy?
It was 3 hours of him doing this, dude.
What did he get paid for this? So
I don't know, but he did it 10,000 times.
This elderly black homeless man was paid to strap watermelon to his face and say that he's our friend, the watermelon man.
Yeah.
10,000 times.
Watermelon man. I'm your friend. The watermelon man. I'm your friend. The watermelon man. I'm your friend.
I think we get there.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm sure he made more money than Ralph, though. Definitely more than Clog. So, big ups for him. No, I saw one comment on it, and it's like, well, at least it's more dignified than retail.
No,
maybe, buddy. Maybe it's tough, buddy.
Are we doing the return here? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, well, Planet J says, he goes, that's less degrading than the work I get paid for.
Yeah.
It's better than having to deal with the fucking HR lady. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
Humiliation ritual of the HR lady fucking pressing you or whatever. That's tough shit. All right, let's get into the quartering segment, everybody. It's what y'all came for, and it's here. It's finally here. We're going to start off with some of the comments, actually, before we go into this.
Okay, we're starting comments today. Okay,
let's start off with these comments.
Okay, here we go.
We're going to have a look here.
I'm sure they're
Melanie
nice.
Mac Respector 1776 says, this content is stale. If only there was someone who could provide more intelligible insights. Sigh. Do better, Mr. Quartering. So this Melanie Mac Respector really wants Melanie on the show, but Quartering is too poor to afford the services of Miss Mac more than twice a week. We can see there that Melanie Mac Respector has quite a great profile picture. Melanie Mac super fan, nice one, Mel, points that out.
Is that
says nice username, handsome cigar smoking man with cool shades. And Gay John Junkers Rules says Jeremy's new format is the Fireball and Zanny's cast live every morning at 4 a.m. to capture the hammered and audience. And Meager Masher, though, points out that he suspects that Melanie Mac Respector 1776 is a fake fan and not a real one like himself. And Mel Mac super fan, nice one, Mel. So it's getting to the point now where there are so few Jaredens left that the trolls are having to troll each other. So we'll see. Salty Zipper Tits here is trying to red pill everybody about how Black Americans consist of only 6.5% of the population, yet commit 55% of all murders. And, Gay Johnny Junkers Rules comes in and says, Well, that's true, but Jeremy's only one person, and he accounts for 100% of public diarrhea explosions in the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, by the way, I gotta ask you something. Why did salty zipper tits have to put the number 2? Was there actually a salty
somebody
zipper tits?
already was salty zipper tits?
You got to add a number at the end of that? Okay. That's the funniest comment, though.
So then we have this fellow, Live, Laugh, Love Me, says the furry community loves you, Jeremy. Thank you for being inclusive to all. Woo!
Oh, God.
And gay Johnny Junker Rules replies, Jeremy is a big supporter of LGBTQ.
Oh.
He comes to my big gay all the time, and we worship Satan together while Mel poops in Jer's pants. Live, Laugh, Love Me says, you, sir, are a dirty animal and shouldn't be near civilized society. You should be banned from the great
indoors. Wow.
Hey.
He said the thing.
We have Mel. These guys are sitting in there endlessly entertaining themselves all day long, just shitting up Jer's comment section. Like, we got Mel Max super fan. Nice one, Mel. That bastard gay guy wouldn't be allowed anywhere near his Shoney's. We accept you, gay furry man. I think it's impossible to be a fur-wearing Fanuc, but you might be owning the trolls, so it's okay. You and me would team up like two nasty physical beasts and whoop trolls back up into Saturn, where they worship Satan. Truly evil, woke people. True and honest Jer fans there. Then homo fascist buckbreaker says, when we homo fascists take over, you will wish you were ruled by gay Johnny Junker Rules. There will be only brutality and terrified breeders. Male, of course. You dumb femoids can watch us buck break your men, crying and begging not to be gang raped by violent, muscle-bound gay Aryan meat hunks. Is it blown over yet, Jared? I don't think this guy's leaving anytime soon. I feel like he has very few things better to do than post that. But none of us really have anything better to do than that, to be fair.
That is the best thing you could do on your free time on the internet. Like,
it really
like, you know
is.
What I mean? It's better than
it
scrolling
really
Twitter.
Like, what else are you going to do? He was thinking all day in the fucking shower, you know, composing his shower thoughts of his gay homo society that he is going to post in Jer's comments that day. Now we have Lady BBC Gazer.
Oh, wow.
Definitely a like DSP, Jeremy attracts retarded fans like flies. The difference is that DSP's dents use wheelchairs, while Jers use walkers and rascal scooters. Gay Johnny Junker Rules corrects him, though, and says they just crop themselves and sit in their pants in the nursing home. Jeremy Hambley is the most electrifying man in all of fecal entertainment. And we got Father Feces 14. Father Feces the 14th.
Father Feces. And it's a picture
and
of
flies
Santa.
are attracted to I think it might be the Pope. We got
like
1982 Tom G. Hey, Boomer, you just agreed that Jeremy is And Hi Bubba says, so are you the fly or are you the struggles continue?
I love the commenters so much, bro. It's so juvenile.
He has Mel Max, super fan. Nice one, Mel says Mel would not in someone else's pants. It's impossible. Shut up. It's not funny. You're not from Western civilization. But gay Johnny Junker's Rules comes in and says Mel and I each other's pants all the time. It's a lot of fun and gives our house that special Hambly odor that is so relaxing. Hi Bubba comes in seething. Hey, look at me! I'm typing in all caps because I'm in desperate need of attention. What I have to say is more important than what you have to say, so I have to say it louder. And because no one can hear me, I have to type in all caps. I think Bubba's having a tough time. Bubba's just calm down, Grandpa.
He's melting.
We're just got a real Melanie Mac super fan here. You commentators are ruining the quartering experience. Well, I won't let you. If this could go through screens, well, you'd all be getting these Italian stallion motorcycle driving beastly fists through your faces, blood everywhere. And Mr. Jeremy, where is Mel? Mel isn't on enough. She should do videos with you, even if it's only a couple times a week, and more streams too. We love Mel. We hate the gay sexual harassers from that chemo casino. Those gay butt munch, fudge packing, butt licking, fanook gays. They even show their faces on profile pictures now, so I know who they are. That grinder gay lap dance boy commenting on all my posts. I know what you look like, fatty.
Oh my God.
Then we have this fellow. Who is this soy beard guy? He can barely speak or read and is dumb as bricks. I mean, he's got the words right there in front of him, but he cannot read the words. Quite strange for a guy whose content is entirely reading news articles. Strange indeed. And then we have Nijfak Jama Fakama says, hi, Jeremy. Longtime watcher, first-time commenter. I really love your work. I know there are some people who claim you are a raccoon-eyed, pants-shitting who false flags channels for making fun of him. There are even some who call you a talentless, boring grifter who steals content and barely manages to read news articles for a living.
So mean.
And it just ends there. It's not even, but I still support you. It's just jokes, buddy, because, Jerry, might have kept reading it, and he just got
I just say it's so funny where it's like a troll who's pretending they're a guy who just discovered him and hates him immediately. He just who are you? You're a fucking loser,
I'm a long-time fan, bro. All right, so we're starting now our
this
miscellaneous.
Is actually insane.
Return of the Mac and Cheese continues to be a persistent
legend.
Thorn.
Yeah, he's awesome.
In Jeremy Hambley's side. Here he is. He's blowing all his money on ads. Thanks for the tip via DM. We now have located all of Quartering's paid ads. Google reports 200 total, all in the past year alone.
That's crazy.
The oldest was July 2025. So the germinal decline has been in full effect for basically an entire calendar year at this point, and it's getting really, really tough. So if we go to the next slide.
Ash, if you're a creator, if you make a movie trailer or a game trailer or a video you worked really hard on, you want more, okay, you're buying ads for it to spread the word. To put 200 news reading articles as ads is on
It's like one every other day.
It's crazy.
He's doing one every 2 days. He's doing this. It's crazy.
Or even more. So, I would say more because
if we filter by only US ads, we can see over half of them are only shown overseas. Now, Return of the Mac and Cheese says, I find this part interesting because it shows how Jer up shifting his content over the years. He used to have a large overseas audience, but it's clear he can see the stats and knows he lost all of them when he went all in on US politics instead of generic woke slop and Cape. They are never coming back, Jer.
That makes sense.
It's over. And he points out, and this is just obvious, imagine how much money he's wasting on this and how many fake views these ads account for. I don't know what his average is, but we've seen ads for 20,000 views in the not too distant past. So there's a hero out there, a brave hero, who built a site, Germinal Decline.
It's actually the best website ever.
And
I love
he's
it.
adding new features. So he's already on it. And he's categorizing all of these. So here's 69 of them.
Yo!
These account for nearly 8 million views. So we see here, this one has 400,000 views. He averaged during that month about 89,000 views. So that's getting about 4.5 times his average performance. So we can assume, just roughly, that about 313,938 of these views are fake as fuck. completely paid for by advertisers. Same thing here.
It's nuts.
This one, 342,000 views. That was a month where he averaged only 61,000 views. So this did 5.6 times the average. Massive outlier. And that's 281,000 fake paid for views. So this guy has been faking millions and millions and millions of views, and not just, but he's been outright paying for them, losing money in order to make people believe that he's more successful than he is.
It was a fake it till you make it, right?
It was a fake it till you make it. Yeah. Probably an attempt to scam advertisers, scam Rumble into renewing him at a higher contract. And also, I'm sure he thought, well, my content's so good that, you know, if I advertise it, people are going to subscribe and they're going to stick around. But they don't stick around.
He buys subs. Listen, if you don't get subs for 10 days and then the next day you get 10,000 in 1 day, you have bought those subs.
BTC Maniac is estimating it at easily $100,000. I think it might be more. I think it's a lot.
How much are ads? You know, like I actually don't even know.
Somebody needs to look into this, right? But this might have been why also he had so much pull with YouTube as he had, because he's been buying all these advertisements and he's been paying them a fortune.
Between $6 to $15 per 1,000 impressions.
He was saying that it cost him, I think, what did he say? He told us what he was paying. He said it was something like 50 cents a view, or was it $1 a view?
It says
something
30 cents a view.
30 cents a view?
0.5 to 30 cents a view. I'm assuming it's around medium. So let's say 20. Say 20 for the average. 20 cents a view. Go ahead. 10 million views.
Bought 10 million views.
Okay, let's do the math.
Well, buddy, then he blew like 7 figures on advertisements. There's no way.
Someone do the math.
There's no way he blew 7 figures on fucking views, is there? There's no way, buddy.
We have to go.
Maybe that's why he's so desperate. He's playing in the arms of the angels today and holding up his starving cat, buddy.
Is it $200,000? Is that
no? I think it's $2 million, buddy.
$2 million at 20 cents.
$2 million, buddy. He spent on this. Allegedly. There's no way. Well, that's somebody said. Jer said he spends 30% of his revenue on ads.
Do 5 cents. Fucking way. Do 5 cents a view then. Do the lowest average. 5 cents a view is what
he must have spent. 500 grand. That's what it would be.
Yeah, I would say $500 million. Yeah.
I
wish it were $250,000 because that'd be funnier. But
that's truly fucking insane, right?
Yeah. That's the best case scenario, by the way.
You gotta understand, like, his home, he's in debt for $2 million on it. You know what I mean? Like, he's a guy who owns multiple airplanes. You know?
Yeah. Well,
he got a Cybertruck. He's got a Ford Raptor. He's got apparently an entire classic car collection.
Okay, if someone watches their video as an ad, do you make money off that video? Because if it's an ad, it doesn't have ads within the ad, right? So you aren't even making ad money for that view.
No.
Which is crazy. That's like a double loss. Like you get like a fan.
Maybe they do also pay out the AdSense on it.
I'm actually blown away.
I have no idea how it actually works. So take everything we're saying with a grain of salt. I'm sure somebody like Luther Morgan will do a deep dive into it, or the Germinal Decline guy, or Return of the Mac and Cheese himself. Other people will probably do a lot more research into it and will figure out the estimate on what this spend would be.
You do not earn monetization revenue from ad views themselves. If you pay for a YouTube video to show as an advertisement, people watch it as an ad. Those ad views are promotional views, not monetized
this is why
content
Maggie
views.
was fired at Christmas.
Yeah.
This is what I think. All of these staff have been laid off. Everything's been scaled back. No Mother's Day gift box this year from Coffee Brand Coffee. No new flavors this year from Coffee Brand Coffee. As we're about to find out, he's clearing out coffee at 75% off. So every bag he's selling is a straight up loss for him at this point of those brands. It's looking tough for Jer. I'm not going to lie. But what's crazy about these advertisers, so if we go to the next slide,
okay,
we can see all of those ones are pretty successful, right? But his promotion on Unsleeved Media was a disaster.
Oh.
All this money was completely wasted. So if you look at that bottom one, will Magic the Gathering TMNT fail?
90.
He somehow advertised that video and got less than his average viewership.
Oh my!
On Unsleeved Media, which was already in the toilet.
Because
and then you look at a bunch of these, right? And they're like break even at best. So they were all paid views.
We have a 1 here.
To just do what they were naturally doing. And this is the thing.
The big one is a 2.2.
So only 2 of the 21 videos exceeded that 2-to-1 threshold. So you look here, there's 4, 5, 6, 7. So 15 of his 21 videos that he promoted on Unsleeved Media got less than the channel was getting on average.
Yeah.
Just total disaster campaign.
And I have to say this. Again, we've obviously know he's buying subs, but here's like another thing. If he's buying 200 videos in 1 year worth of ads, he's 10,000% buying subs. 10 like sue me, Jer. I dare you. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's not alleged. It's 100%. Sorry.
It's gonna come. He's failing.
Yeah.
He's failing.
No, he's buying views.
That's why
he's
the way he is. Of course he is.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, well, they're not fake actually because they're advertisements. I consider that fake. I feel like most people would consider that fake, but there's some other weird going on with Quartering's metrics. So look at this video from today. Something huge happened. Now, we know that this number isn't 100% accurate.
Yeah,
but 10,389 views
in an hour?
In an hour, but 8.6 thousand likes?
Wait!
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Ashton!
He's buying engagement. He's buying likes on these videos. He has to be, bro.
Look.
Because
Ash knows this, right?
Even if it's 20,000 views,
it's still impossible.
It's still impossible because it will be higher than that in real time, and sometimes it's as much as twice as much.
Usually, it's like if it's 10,000, it's like 15 to 20.
The reality is, the real baseline on likes is about 10%, maybe a little bit higher
if it's a real good video.
If we're giving him the full benefit of the doubt that this is 20,000 views, we're looking at close to a 50% like-dislike ratio. And just looking at it on the nose of it, it's an 86% like-dislike ratio. 86% like to view ratio. That's insane. It's a lie. It's fake.
That is literally, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been around the block on YouTube. Everyone here who's made videos knows. That is
everyone knows.
That's beyond impossible. Why? That's actually crazy.
No, it's a straight up scam. And Ghost Balls asks, what is the point in buying likes and views? Is it to try and scam advertisers into paying them for an ad read? That's part of what it is. The other part of it is just his pride and his vanity. And he will go broke trying to preserve his pride
and pretend that he's doing well.
That he's still super successful and this top content creator. And we're all jealous of the millions of dollars that he's making every month. But it's all fake. It's phony.
Actually more
it's a
sad.
Fraud.
It's more sad than if I
really
just watched his views
pathetic.
go down.
It's really pathetic because had he watched his views go down, he would still be making an actual profit every month.
Yeah.
But instead, he chooses to paper over his numbers with buying advertisements, buying likes, pumping out short after short after short to paper over the viewership and pretend like line goes up. But the truth is your brand's in the and it's over, bud. You're done. And it's getting worse every day. So now here we have one of the craziest pictures of all time. Like ISIS hostage Johnny Junkers. This gay man is being forcibly held against his will and forced to pretend to be in a heterosexual relationship. Look into his eyes. See the pain. See him dreaming of... Bro, like, we're not even... Look at that. Look at him, dude.
Hello, darkness. Look at her.
My old
like,
friend. I've
like,
come to talk to you again. Well, he's during Pride Month. During Pride Month.
Wait, he's really tiny. Did you see him standing next to Mel? I'm like,
he's a tiny little gay.
Is this guy 5'1" for real? Like, what the fuck?
Oh no!
Oh, okay. I got this on the edit. By the way, I got this on the edit.
Just to point out for later on, where Quartering pretends like he has no idea what's been going on with Ralph, and he's hearing this from the first time for Jim. Here he is in Ralph's chat. There he is, the Quartering verified in the chat. He's trying to strike up deals with Ralph. God only knows what the, there he is in the chat over on the right-hand side.
Wow.
Names up from the bottom.
Quartering, and then people are replying to him, Big Jer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he puts ... Like, what a weirdo. And by the way, he has the whale emoji, so he's the top donator of the day.
Donated to
what
Ralph,
a fucking loser, dude. Yeah. Okay, Ash. You're losing everything, your viewers, your career's almost over. What do? Well, join with Ralph.
He's doing autistic Game of Thrones, trying to back channel with Ralph against us and against other people.
Have us doxed and stuff and swatted.
Well, that's what he's trying to do, right? Because he knows he needs allies. So he goes to the sewer to try and find them. But as he finds out, even the sewer doesn't want his bitch ass. Ralph threw him out, and rightfully so.
Let me just okay, here we go.
And I'll have to source the clip. I didn't find it yet today, where Quartering straight up admits like that he knows about the Ralph situation and doesn't want people coming to his house.
We'll tweet it out too and retweet it so everyone.
And then today he's trying to gaslight Jim that he had no idea what's going on, as though Mr. Medicare is a complete and is never going to figure it out, or no one will ever explain to him.
Sorry,
that Jared's lying to him.
But Ash, here's the thing too. Let's say you're doing 10,000 subs every 5 days, and you're making millions of views, and everything's great. You're gonna really rejoin the sector.
Why would you be in Ralph's chat?
You'd be like, fuck it. Who cares?
There's no reason to be in Ralph's chat, and even if you are gonna lurk because you're laughing at Ralph, to announce yourself as being there in the chat, obviously he's hoping that Ralph's going to throw him a lifeline, and Ralph's going to act as his rabid attack dog. Literally. And he knows the tactics that Ralph employs because Ralph was just threatening him with those tactics. But he wants to take Ralph and redirect him towards his enemies. That's who Quartering is.
Well, Quartering has a tweet saying, remember? He has a tweet saying, you better not show up at my house or I'm going to arrest you or get you arrested or whatever the And now he's okay. Anyway,
that's the thing. He threatened to stand his ground if Ralph showed up.
Oh yes,
but
he threatened to kill him.
he had no idea, and we'll see how disingenuous he was in his exchange with Jim, where he's like, "I never heard about that. I'll let the authorities know right away." Meanwhile, Quartering's been weaving this whole tale of how he's already been in contact with the authorities for months now because of all of the swattings and all of the activity that he's faced from everybody. But now, I'm hearing this for the first time. People are trying to run gay ops on me, Jim. Wow, thanks, Jim. Will you please defend me against Keno Casino, Jim? Please, I love you, Jim. Like, that's what this is.
Wow. Okay, anyway, what else was here?
Brad Cool was there in chat saying, Jeremy, do you want to come up and hang out at Bay Beach Amusement Park? We can ride the roller coaster.
Brad Cool for moderator.
So then he was rejected by Ralph. Quartering can go suck a dick. I do not roll with him at all, which is a low point for sure. All right, next slide. Brad Cool's weekend. He went to the Cadaverific Hearst show. We'll be going to this Saturday. He'll be rocking his coffee brand coffee shirt. So if you spot me, feel free to say hi. Always love to chat to some Jeremy with fellow fans.
The chat, so Jeremy with
I couldn't even read it right. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing, even though I put it in there.
Some Jeremy.
Holy
like talking shop,
buddy.
you know?
They're going to talk shop with Jerry at the Hearst show, I guess, for his dead career or something.
Hearst show. That's crazy. There's a Hearst show, by the way.
Okay, so now this is Brad Cool becoming Brad Cruel, and he's on the warpath now.
Good.
He says, just realize that the quartering mod is on here as at the real Neuro D. I've been scrolling for a while, and he seems rightfully proud of all the streams he mods, but no quartering? Not a single day of his show ever posted? Huh. What's wrong with this Janny?
Wow.
Won't even support Jer. And Jer chose him over Brad Cool? Wow.
But why?
What a scumbag.
This is crazy, man. Oh my God.
It really is wrong. And then Brad Cool Unlimited says, I need to remind trolls that quartering mod B-Job Secure gets dolled up to go enjoy Eddie Izzard and his/their business. We've always had a lot of gay people in the quartering community. Let them live their lives. And here is the quartering mod reviewing Eddie Izzard's Pearl Theater performance.
No way.
That's 5 stars. I felt my eyes watering at times as I couldn't stop laughing, and I was not alone. For everyone there really appeared to be having a good time. If you learn that Eddie Izzard is near, do yourself a favor and go see his performance. Time and money well spent. If you don't know who Eddie is, you just Google Eddie. He's like a tranny, gender fluid, fucking freak. Okay, so here's the interaction with Mr. Medicare. So Medicare starts talking about this Scarlett Hampton stream, saying this stream is packed with info. Quick summary: Ralph's Mexican residency is running out. He wants to leech off Hunter Moore in Colombia, threatened violence, wanted to ambush the quartering and stalk him, involved in years worth of Discord doxing and swatting, broke, literally poverty tier broke. So then quartering comes in, inserts himself, doesn't actually engage with what Medicare mentioned him for, which was the swatting and shit like this, sees this as his opportunity to gargle on Jim's and try and gain Jim as his ally in his autistic Game of Thrones crusade to deplatform everyone who laughs at him on the internet, because he believes that Medicare is the only true arbiter of anything on the internet, and that if Jim tells us and everybody that quartering's a great guy, then we're all going to bend the knee and Jer will win, which is delusional, but that's what he actually believes. So quartering comes in and goes, I know everyone hates me or whatever. Are you a teenage girl? Are you actually like an emo little bitch? I know everyone hates me or whatever, Jim, but I am praying for you. Well, he doesn't need your prayers. You're a fake Christian. Get fucked. I'm praying for you. I love you. I'm praying for you. And I wish the best for you. I don't know what's true or not, but one of my greatest regrets is not patching things up with you. Why would that be one of your biggest regrets in life? By the way,
what did you do?
This is some random guy that you were adversarial with on the internet nearly 10 years ago. But one of your biggest regrets in life is some guy whose channel you tried to take down. You didn't reconcile with him. Well, how about you admit to what you did in that tweet and apologize? And then maybe there can be some sort of reconciliation. But he'll never admit to the things that he's done because he knows it will end his career. So he always has to obfuscate. He always has to be vague about it and just hope that everybody's willing to forgive him now and kumbaya and be the bigger man and let Jer get away with them over, you know? So he says, you have been one of the most consistent people in the history of online. Well, buy a hat for your hat would suggest otherwise. They're quartering, you ball washing homo. But times change. Yeah. You know what I mean? I used to be anti-grift.
We all
now
move
I
on.
fucking,
we all change. Yeah.
You know, beg for donos in the greasy gutter as a as well. Okay,
well, that's what we do. That's our job.
But you know, it is what it is, right? This is just like pathetic groveling before Jim's throne. Daddy Jim, please, I worship you, Daddy Jim.
You're the perfect
Casino, you're a perfect man, Jim, and you never did anything wrong, Jim. Okay, so Jim just doesn't address any of that with Quartering because, frankly, he doesn't give a and says, I'm not sure why Ralph attempted to insert himself. Now, the irony of that here is that Quartering decided to insert all of his other issues into this rather than actually address what was going on in the thread with Jim, which is, but Scarlett talks about him wanting to go after you and somehow scouting a list of your hangouts in town and also talks about swatting you. Might want to give it a listen. Quartering says, I had no idea because I was offline.
You were blind.
You directly addressed this on your stream. And there's clips of it that are out there. And I'm just surprised that none of us were able to pull it in the last 24 hours alone. Maybe somebody did it and posted it there. But Jared directly acknowledged Ralph and talked about if people come to his house, he's going to handle business and they're going to regret coming to his house, et cetera, et cetera. He absolutely knew what was going on with Ralph. So it's just completely disingenuous. And he says, I'll at least update my local PD. Why would they have to be updated?
Didn't he talk to the PD last week, he said?
Not only has Quartering talked about swattings and stuff that's happened since he flagged down our channel, but he's talked about how people have come in real life to his home in red F-150s and intimidated his wife until she was afraid to answer the door. And unlike Mr. Medicare, who on the weekend released all the evidence of what was going on with his swattings, Quartering's not released one single shred of evidence that any of this stuff happened. Which, by the way, what he was doing was sympathy baiting. What he was doing, in addition to sympathy baiting, which was even worse, was trying to get people to actually do gay ops on him and swat him by crying out, knowing that that brings that sort of attention. And then he could blame it on us or blame it on Josh Moon and the Kiwi Farms. That's what this is.
Yeah.
And it's insane that Quartering has actually managed to get away with this for this long. And you have him here just straight up lying to Jim and thinks that it'll never, ever come out. Ever. Anyway.
And here we go. Someone else replies to Quartering here. Gotta ask, it's not a trick question. Do you really have no idea why everyone hates me or whatever?
So, he shouldn't have even replied to this.
Yes!
He needs to get off Twitter. He's making it worse on himself.
Buddy.
But he keeps doing this. He gets drunk, and then it's Miller time, it's Twitter time, and he makes a fool of himself again. So he goes, oh, I know why people are mad, but I choose not to engage. You're engaging right now, Jer. What you are doing is engaging. You're crying to Mr. Medicare about the bad treatment that you're getting, hoping that Mr. Medicare will troll shield you and save you from the consequences of your own actions. That's what this is. Okay?
Yeah, troll shield.
He says, almost none of what people think is actually true. Well, which parts are true then? Will you cop to it? This is what's crazy is this guy will at no point put on the record what's true and what's not true. He just thinks that he's going to be able to go his entire life without actually addressing any of the shit that went down, all of the people that he tried to ruin, not just us, but Stuttering Craig, Rant Man, Geeks and Gamers,
Alyssa.
Friday Night Tights, Alyssa Clips, you know, Vent. The list goes on and on and on.
Endless.
Camelot,
Luther,
endless.
Bearing,
Luther Morgan. That was a
shit.
serious issue with Luther Morgan. Serious issue with Bearing as well, where he deleted all of the content that they've done together. And so he doesn't want to have to answer for any of this. So he just says almost none of what people think is actually true. The truth is, nearly all of what people think is actually true. And the truth is, it's probably all of it and much more that we don't even know about.
Yeah, it's worse, for sure.
Like, listen, the only thing that I'll give to Jer is that we don't know with 100% certainty that Adam Sellers fucks his wife. Okay?
I mean,
but
I'm pretty sure, but
if my belief is, and my position on this has been very consistent from the beginning, if this was any other online personality, Quartering would have called them a cuckold had that information come out. If it was Destiny, if it was Hassan Piker, if it was anybody on the left. But because Jer, who claims to have never been MAGA and never been conservative, is right-wing, i.e. he's grifting off of Trump supporters while disowning them, talking out of both sides of his mouth, we're not allowed to make fun of him for being a cuck and having a bull in his household for years. Okay, get bro. Like, seriously, get everything else that we ever talked about with Quartering, and this is in complete good faith, was based on his own words on tweets
shitting
and
on
YouTube
Walmart
videos.
Yep.
And he just cried because he was getting made fun of and he couldn't handle it. And that's the God's honest truth. And all of this talk about harassment and what people have done to him is a justification after the fact for why he took down our YouTube channel. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yep.
And he's a piece of shit.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy.
He's riding a bull. Says, met your wife a few years ago at Oshkosh. Fun woman. Quartering says, this sounds like a troll. It is, obviously, but I actually tend to believe you. She's there all the time.
Oh,
so
no.
bodacious here. We've got a new bull, buddy, the bodacious bull. And he plowed Jer's wife at the Oshkosh, buddy.
She's there all the time?
The Oshkosh bull.
She's there all the time. What did he mean by this?
He's drunk and he's like trying to own the meme, but not. Like, it's very strange stuff. Then, like, the most inexplicable of all these tweets that he did on the weekend is this next one.
Internet blood sports is an undeniable portion of my history, and it's still entertaining for a lot of people. I'm just too old and too to care as much.
It's still entertaining for a lot of people. There is no more internet blood sports.
It's dead.
There hasn't been real internet blood sports this decade, you mongoloid tourist.
People hate you for not for entertainment purposes. We hate you because you're a piece of who got people flagged, including us. You.
What we're doing on this show is not internet blood sports. No. Internet blood sports was where you brought on two people with a beef to scream at each other until one of them quit the call. That was internet blood sports. Jer, he doesn't even know what internet blood sports is, but then talks about like the glory days of blood sports and how it was a portion of his history and this and that. Shut the
We were talking about
he's
this
old.
On the
he's tired.
On the intro of the show, we talked about this, but I'll repeat it for this segment or whatever. But internet blood sports was like me, Tonka, Ralph, and all the names.
But
Jer was in maybe 2 or 3 streams.
So somebody brought up, okay, well, Jer was there for the Boulder stream. Yeah. And how's that worked out, Jer? Because you're guilty of what Jarbo did, but even worse, because nobody's channel went down as a result of Jarbo. Mm-hmm. He tried and failed. He's basically the exact same thing. But you took away our editor's livelihood, buddy. And you up a bunch of other people's channels as well. And you were just on a lunatic Spurg rampage that you refuse to take any accountability for because you're a new man and you're a Christian now and you've been going to church every Sunday since Charlie died. Except if anybody's been paying attention to your live streams, Jeremy, they know that you admit that you haven't been in months and you've been attending digitally. So just shut the up with this Christian LARP. It's ridiculous, Jer. Stop.
All right, and we got here.
So he got busted on live stream. This is his ban list.
No!
He got busted on live stream doing manual lean-in bans. Let's zoom in and have a look at some of the miscreants that Jer's banned in chat, buddy. Let's have a look here if we can.
Oh, do we have
get
more?
zoomed in? No. So this was just a split second. We've got
Sewer Rat.
Sewer Rat, RIP. Leviathans, Imodium Swallower, Totally Normal Chatter, Knobs Dogs, and of course the legendary Adam Sellers 1488. The Jubal himself, 07s, the brave men and women that were banned by Jer, Manuel Lenin banned. You know, just see
how is he so?
He's just really dumb. He's drunk and on drugs all the time.
Who puts their dashboard on the monitor? Sorry, who puts the screen being captured on OBS on the monitor? Like your important shit should be on like a side monitor. What the fuck are you doing?
His OPSEC
He's
is
so
terrible.
stupid, dude. He's so stupid.
Then we have alleged multi-millionaire, hyper successful, multi-plane owning king Quartering complaining about a price increase for YouTube Premium. He says, I am paying $16 just to not have ads. Yeah. I literally do not use Premium for anything other than that. Because I survive on ad revenue, I don't feel like it's right for me to use ad blockers on others. But what the hell?
It's
smelling fucking broke in here, Jer.
By the way,
it's $2. Is he like destitute? Or what this really is him trying to relate to his viewers that actually are struggling and pretend like he's in any way living the same lifestyle that they are? Shut the up, Jeremy. You live in a $2 million mansion and you drive a Tesla Cybertruck and you own airplanes. Stop it. You own Rolex watches, sire. The saltwater aquarium, the RC track, but we're talking about $2 a month. We're talking about $24 a year. Jer's put out when your entire job is YouTube and you're probably watching 20, 30 hours a week of YouTube easily. Shut the up, bitch.
And let's be real too. He goes, I just use it to not see ads. If you watch YouTube without Brave browser or the premium, the ads now are
constant.
My parents' TV, I was over at their house and I was watching. I'm like 2-minute ad, unskippable. I'm like, Dad, I'm just gonna buy you premium right now, okay, man?
He's like, I still don't even have it because I've just decided them. No, but I'm just getting felted.
No, I bought it for I'm like, Dad, I refuse to let you watch YouTube like this. I'm like, no, man, no.
So that's our miscellaneous Jer. Now we're gonna go into Monday. Jer fucked up the title. Once again was ratioed, but look at this. Trump assassin emails reviled. There's no I in revealed, Jer. Not sure why you thought there was an I in revealed, buddy. Not sure what you were thinking there, but you know, you're just, it's okay. It's a big alert. Now this was the top comment. Says, thanks for making that Crooks video so low. I couldn't hear a thing. And then this guy, the Jared Dent, comes in. I said, I told you yesterday to pull the out of your eardrum. You must not be able to read either, typical gay. I just love the toxicity in his chat and in his comment section that makes it so even if there is a Rumble boomer that does stumble upon this, they're just going to be immediately turned away. And be like, I'm out. Whoa, I don't know about this internet box, Harold.
By people who are like, use a U block or whatever. I know about ad block, but here's the thing is I use YouTube and I like to minimize YouTube on my phone so I can listen to podcasts without wasting battery when I'm at the gym.
No,
so I bought it just for that. Otherwise, I'd use Brave browser. And
to be honest, ever since we got felted and banned, like I just haven't even made a new account and I just don't give a
you just like, fuck it.
To be honest, like them, I just don't care anymore. Like, they can see my and in fact, like I've moved away from any sort of Google product, any sort of Google browser or anything because them. They're pieces of shit.
They are gay.
I'm sure eventually I'll cave on it and go back, but it's like for me, it's so fresh getting Jewed by YouTube that I'm just like, Nah, you guys can do without my data. I'm sure you'll find a way to get it somehow anyway, but you guys can do without my data until the end of the year. Off. Okay, so here we go. Jer's Monday morning, buddy. Already, he just looks shook, doesn't he? Like, already, he just looks rattled. I don't know why every starting frame, he's like a deer in the headlights, just panicked. I don't know what's going on, but
it's very like depressed. Like when we start our show or other people, you go, "Hey, how you all doing?" He's like, imagine starting your stream scared.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh yeah,
happy Monday, is it?
How's
he
the
doesn't
first
even
frame?
know what day it is.
The first frame is broken.
Hold on. The first frame is broken, but it's like, how is your whole gimmick based around the weekend? How is your weekend? Weekend's coming up, guys. What are you doing this weekend? And you're so shell-shocked, deer in headlights, panicked, and at stressed, anxiety, diarrhea, as you call it. You don't even know that it's Monday? You don't even know that the weekend just occurred? Like, what are you in a pill-induced oh, dude, like, what's going on, man?
What you guys
Did you
going
do
up
a
to?
show yesterday? Well, then it must have been Sunday, huh, buddy?
Oh man, Jer.
Monday all day. Lots of
Monday all day.
Bring it
What?
back. That didn't make any
news.
sense.
What?
it. Good morning, everybody.
fuck?
Happy Monday, is it? Monday all day.
Well,
lots
yeah,
of news to
every
talk
day.
about.
It's
What
going
is-
to be Monday all day. That's what he meant. But it's like,
It's going to be Monday all day.
yeah, it is. You.
It's gonna be Monday all day. Oh, is
Oh,
it?
dude, he's clearly hungover. Like
Well,
he's clearly
yeah,
nursing
I
a
mean-
massive hangover. buddy.
Definitely lots of news to talk about. Hope all of your weekends were good.
Oh, look at him as he's rubbing the crusties out of his eyes. Are you seeing this, bro? He's like just rubbing his aggressively clearing crusties out of his eye. You couldn't have done this before the show. Did you not wash your face this morning, you fucking degenerate, you animal?
No,
Was
he
he
probably
raised in a
didn't.
fucking barnyard? Holy cow, did he not have a shower? For fuck's sake. He just come and rolls out of bed. Unshowered, greasy, disheveled, eye crusties in his eyes. And he doesn't even have the common decency to like switch it to a different screen or turn off his camera or anything. He's like,
I'm so sick of his shirts too. That shirt
Oh,
is a
man.
70s kitchen table pattern.
I
Like,
think
what the f- is that?
People are saying this in the chat. The reality is setting in for him. And he's panicking.
That it's
Because
over.
he thought it was going to blow over by May 4th. But then in his mind, it's like, okay, give it a week or two.
Yeah.
Give it a couple weeks. It's going to blow over. It's now the 8th of June. There are no signs that this is going to blow over. We're never going to stop.
No.
Ever.
This is my life.
You know, so I don't know what he expect. Like, it's only going to get worse for him. So I think that he should like own up to this, take accountability for it, and try and move on. Or if he doesn't want to take accountability because it's too hurtful to his pride, get the off the internet.
Yeah.
Which is really what he needs to do. Get the off the internet. It's clearly not good for you, your family, your mental health. You're not even really making money doing this anymore. It's just a money pit, reputation pit, total disaster. Chances of turning it around are basically zero.
It's zero.
But, you know, what do I know? Jer, just been predicting exactly how this would go from the very beginning. I said if you struck us down, we would become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Our viewership numbers have doubled. We're about 10,000 viewers tonight.
Average. Yep.
Before you did this to us, we were getting 4, 5, maybe 6,000 live viewers a show.
Bro,
It's a disaster, Jer.
I was on Locals yesterday with 200 viewers. I got more donos on that show, $200, than he does with
It's
10,000 viewers.
to get less. It's pretty hard to get less donations than Jer.
And I wasn't even asking. I'm like, don't worry, guys. Please don't worry. And they're just like, don't.
He made $3. $3. 3 bones in the morning. I don't know what he made in the afternoon.
How?
But $3. That was it.
Like we'd have
most of that first hour, he was around 500 Rumble viewers, so less than 100 real viewers in the first hour of the show. He then gets to about 1,500 live viewers. But this whole cope that he gave about when I promote it, there's going to be all this additional viewership, it's not true. He didn't even sniff 2,000 live viewers, and he's not going to unless he buys bots or something like that, or somebody else bots him. He's never going to get to the 3,000, 4,000. But even that number, when he tried to claim back in the beginning of the year, he had 70,000 live viewers. Obviously, it was fraud, Jer. But you won't ever cop to that. And that's the problem I have, is that you refuse to cop to anything or take any sort of L. The thing is, when you lose, you have the option to accept it right away. And yes, you've lost. Or you can continue to delay the L and deny reality. But it only gets worse the longer you hold off on acknowledging reality and accepting that you've lost, Jer. You need to accept that you lost in some form or fashion and apologize and grovel like you have to, bro, because it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, because one day you will be cornered and it will go really, really bad for you. Your side scrollers interview is coming. There's going to be a time when you're going to be desperate and you're going to be trying to network and reach out to people and go on some panel or some show. And there's going to be somebody who has the receipts who says, you took these people's channels down. Here's the receipts, Jer. And then what are you going to do? You're going to be completely exposed and completely because you refuse to properly address this at any point. Or you can stay in exile in your cuck corner forever to ever dwindling and diminishing returns, buddy. Those are your options. They're not good, bro. So figure it out.
He has to do something. What he's doing right now is delaying the inevitable. And he's losing money every
That's what it is.
day.
All that I'm asking is this guy actually just put out a video explaining his side of things. The fact that he believes that he's above doing that, above having to explain himself when the entire internet is against him and clearly sided against him, but he thinks that he never has to address it. That's insane, bro. One day you're going to have to address it. So come up with your narrative where the trolls were right, where they were wrong, and put it out there.
There you go.
And then that's it. And then when people ask about it, here's my response. But I'm sure you'll lie in it, and then it'll be even worse. So it's going to be a disaster no matter what.
Well, and the thing too, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no matter what. And also too, the Hydra channels are like exploding right now. One guy's getting like 20, 30,000 views per video. And our followers just keep growing and growing and growing. As I said that, by the way,
I think the truth is, I think he would rather declare bankruptcy and lose everything than ever admit he did anything wrong.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
During this entire process. Oh, yeah. And it's not just like us, these evil, obsessed trolls. It's a lot of people. Like the entire Friday Night Tights panel is against Jer.
Well, it's like these obsessed trolls. It's like, yeah, we're obsessed because you fucked us and we're going to fuck you. And felt you. Make sure you never get back up. Because the moment we stop covering him, even as like a small like segment, right, is the day he starts coming back in victory
and be like, you see, guys, it really wasn't a big deal, and it blew over, and da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Hope that it's storming here in Wisconsin, I think, today. Most of the day.
Or the weather with Jer.
And guys, the local weather in Wisconsin, the only reason you would ever tell people that is if you're worried the power is going to go out and the stream's interrupted. You'd be like, guys, like it's snowing like a bastard. I don't know if it's going to hold out or not. Not just as an aside, well, it's raining where I live. By the way, look at how like Jer's face looks like. Oh my God. Holy fuck.
That's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
Is it not?
Like, is it? I hurt myself today. Like, look at that. It's over, bro. He's huffing the copium gas. Cooked.
It's time, Jer.
there's going to be rolling thunderstorms coming through. So
by the way, we got
stays
Lambeers
raining
for
and
5
doesn't get
subs.
anything.
Fair and Balanced for 5 subs. Raw Quarter Pounder for 1,000 kicks says the 2 p.m. show, he was high as on Adderall because he's too much of a bitch to snort coke, jaw jacking like crazy. He had no energy still. He was still super boring. I don't know. Then we got Demon Psychiatrist says Jeremy thinks the sector is like a secret society in the John Wick movie. And then DSP Bio, Dad, and I hate him, says Jer was streaming, let's say SS1232 views, said see you next show, forgot to end stream, did it wrong. Either way, it went away, and for like 4 minutes, not one person left. So you're saying he was caught botting. It wasn't, yeah. Then we've got 5150 home for the 6 says Jim doesn't need your prayers, flag it. He needs you to buy a hat for your hat. Exactly. You got Random Dude 81 for 500 kicks says all hail Brad. Cool. Major Kong says Jer thinks that views are more important than money. That's what he believes. It's insane. Yeah. Like, the appearance of success is more important than success. And that's DSP's mentality.
No, I'm going to tell you this. It's beyond that.
To be perceived as successful than to actually be so.
He believes that if he does that, the real money will come. Like, fake it till you, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, we've got Pre-Dawn Corpse for 3 subs.
Let's go. Big support here on Monday night.
2,000 kicks.
Thanks, guys.
Says if the corpse of Jeremy Dale Hambley twitches, you fuck it again. You rape it again. Yeah. You felt it again, buddy. We got Plattystein for 5 subs.
By the way, I have fun doing this.
Says Josh didn't get attacked by trannies at the movie theater. I told him he wouldn't. I told him he was fine.
Oh, did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I'll be reviewing it. Tomorrow. Listen, I've went to the movie theater 3 times this week. Every single day that I've went, there have been people there dressed in costume for amazing digital service.
You know, I'll go watch the movie for myself. I think.
No, you won't.
I think I'm gonna like it.
You won't do it, bitch.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go watch it. I've never. So
and we got Dr. Herbert West for a rage quit. Says the Carmelo Anthony trial is already over, and we still have yet to get any analysis from Jeremy's man in the courtroom. Well, Jeremy's man in the courtroom was just a user on Twitter, and then he was reading her public tweets. I forget her name. That was Jeremy's man in the courtroom. So, well, I'm mutuals with her on Twitter. Oh, you're not getting any special insider info there, Jer. There was no call-in from anybody. Like, what are we doing? And he's like, his analysis of everything was terrible, by the way.
I tried watching it. I couldn't make it 3 minutes.
He doesn't even understand how court works. Like, he thought at this time, now this technically could happen. Sure. Like it happened in the Bernardo case where Carla Homolka cut a plea deal during the middle of trial, but there was no way that the prosecutors were going to accept a plea deal like at this point of the trial. Like there is no reason for that. It didn't make any sense. Like,
why would he say that, dude?
Oh my God. We got John Diaper for 5 subs and Jay for 2 subs. And that was his official prediction, by the way, is that the prosecutors would accept a plea deal from the defense. I'm pretty sure tomorrow this guy's getting a guilty verdict. Like, his own defense completely botched it. All of the witnesses that they called testified against their client and said he was in the wrong. So unless the jury is completely, which they might be, who knows, we should see a guilty verdict tomorrow and we should see him get life in prison. But God forbid if he doesn't, then Jer is going to dance in the streets because he's going to make $10 million off of the million videos, the outrage that he didn't get life or whatever the
what you asked, you just nailed it.
That's it. He's praying that he doesn't get life in prison.
He wants the plea deal. He wants it to be down because he wants the gay pride parades. He wants all this bad shit to happen because he wants our world to suffer so he can make a fucking dollar. He is actually what like Phil says we are.
Yeah.
Like an actual like create.
He really
like,
is.
You know what I mean?
Listen, business is only good for Jer when things in society suck balls. You know what I mean?
Buddy, it's like, don't you go this guy's gonna get raped. And anyway.
Well, you can never be positive in any way. Like, it always has to be negative. It always be angry, guys. You're getting screwed. You're getting done dirty.
Yes.
And then he wonders, like, why everything is so negative in his life and everybody around him's negative. And I mean, we're ones to talk because I'm freaking negative.
But we do it. Like, come on, we're fucking with like lolcow. Like, he's like, I want gay pride parades and people to diddle kids. There's a difference
between something like the state of society versus retards. There will always be retards. Exactly. We can't correct the retard problem. There's always going to be freaks like Jer and Phil and iDubbbz and fucking Blade and stuff like this ruining their lives on the internet. Okay. And we try and give them advice to unfuck their shit. Like, I feel like I give more advice to these people than anybody. And had they listened to it half the time, not saying they would be unfucked, but they would get a better outcome. But out of pride, they like, no, I'll never listen. Ah.
We've also gave them business plans.
Cat for
Thanks, Tommy C's Cat.
Subs.
Appreciate you.
Doodle Lady Rose for a sub. And pleasantly plump PPP with a sub. Holy shit. Is PPP going to cosplay
up like... I've given straight up like channel advice that like if they did it, if Ricada or any of these fucks ever listened to how to what to do, it would work. But they're like, no, I'm gonna burn it down more. And you're like, okay, well, fuck us, right?
That's on you, eh?
Fuck us.
Fuck.
More crazy. Interesting.
Listen to this.
Squeeze me. I think basically.
Squeeze me?
Oh, man.
Squeeze me. I think basically.
Yeah.
Where all these videos come from? Where all these videos come from?
Oh, my God. Old Jared 2-time.
This little dork outsmarted the Secret Service. The
outsmart FBI.
I hate Jared so much.
Everyone does.
I actually like you. It's a revulsion at this point.
And Jay No Cruster? Oh, 100%.
Okay. So now, like, get ready for this.
Not paused.
It's not paused. It's just dead air.
Wait,
100%.
Did it freeze?
So Jer has now decided to zero in on his idea that Thomas Crooks ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches without crusts on. As though that's like more of an own than his own existence. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here?
Jeez.
What are we talking about?
Well, food. He has to always bring in food in some angle, right?
He's a PB&J no crust.
Is this a thing?
Or maybe he's a Vegemite kid. He could be a Vegemite guy.
Well, you're a steal the meatballs and the SpaghettiOs from your sister type guy there, Jer, as we learned on Friday night.
Oh, he used to steal the fucking meatballs. That was so funny.
Like, this has got to be the fattest analogy of all fucking time. Like, well, give him the electric fucking chair, man. He fucking ate his peanut butter and jelly with no crust.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I guess you're a or whatever if you don't eat the crust.
Well, I eat it with the crust, but who cares if they took a crust off?
I don't give a I'm just too lazy to take the crust off.
Yeah, same. I actually
have no effort. But it's nice without the crust, you know? Like, your mom would make it without the crust. It'd be nice.
Yes.
You know? Well, who gives a shit? This wasn't even a point of contention in, like, first grade.
So let me guess. The next thing is he eats pizza with pineapple.
No, but that's even more understandable than this. I've never heard of anybody complain about this ever. Did you ever see one kid get bullied for not having the crust on a sandwich?
No, it's based. You're like, wow, they went more effort to make your sandwich like that. What the? It's like a positive.
Not Vegemite, Nutella.
Nutella's delicious. Sorry.
Tell him, Andy.
I got a little.
Tell him. Well, he's apparently now we're meant to believe that this fat fucking pig has never had Nutella before. We need to hook.
I love Nutella.
We need to hook this up to a lie detector test and have him and DSP in separate rooms, and whichever one of them lies more is executed at the end.
Oh man, I went fuck icebergs. I had Nutella yesterday. It was really good. So I'm just like remembering how delicious.
We need to hook cock up into Jerry's blowhole. He does a fine enough job of it himself, though.
Oh my god,
He's a Nutella kid.
what's wrong with it? By the way, you're telling me Jer doesn't like Nutella?
What sort of
what a
kid is
lie!
Nutella kid. Like, what are we talking about? Like, they're privileged and wealthy. Their parents are buying Nutella instead. Like, it's more expensive.
Buddy,
I don't know. Like, what is he even talking about? Andy's nutty for Nutella.
I rattled. That actually was the worst thing he's done, including the flagging.
I would say is probably what I would suspect.
You're rubbing his face again.
I want
Grabbing
Nutella.
his neck,
Probably a Nutella
rubbing
kid.
on his pants. Like, this is unbelievable. This is your live show, sir? Like, this went on and on. I couldn't believe it.
It's like actually
It was more than
brutal.
one segment. We just returned to it. We returned to the Nutella discourse.
Oh,
What?
wait, what?
Dead
Jer!
air Jer. Dead
Oh my
air
God.
I've never had
Jer
Nutella.
striking
Is it
again.
is Nutella like
You've never had.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Then who are you to talk
Exactly.
about it, Jeremy? But I don't believe him. I think this eats it by the jar.
He's acting like
by
it's
the
rare.
spoonful. I know. Buddy,
Oh.
what the It's a very common thing.
Nutella.
It's in Walmart. You
Yes.
fucking plebeian.
chocolate peanut butter? Is that what that is?
Are you?
Oh,
Okay. No.
man.
There's no way you don't know what
How
Nutella
is this continuing though? Like, even as like a one-off comment from a super chatter, it was like he eats his peanut butter and jelly with no crust. But then Jer thought it was so good, like he started riffing with it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking cooking.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Let
Yeah.
me cook. Whoa, hold on, wait. What if he was a Nutella kid? Whoo, got him now. What? What?
Like,
Why
what
is
if
this
he likes
continu-
delicious chocolate?
But then it's like, oh, I don't even know what that is. Does anyone know what that is? What does it taste like?
Yeah.
What?
Come on.
Your right-wing talk show, sir.
Actually,
Oh my God.
how do you haven't seen Nutella? Is it peanut butter? Like, what do you? Sorry, I'm really like. This.
I'm not really sure what that is.
Press 1 if you think he's lying.
He's lying. He has to be lying. He makes Nutella in his pants. We know that on a regular basis. He makes a Nutella in his pants, but it's like, I don't believe, like, it's either A, he's a lying that inhales it on the daily, or B, he's just an uncultured Midwest plebeian that for him, that Nutella is the fancy stuff. So I hate to do a Southern voice for it because it's so devoid of culture that it could only be Wisconsin. It could only be a Scony that would say this sort of shit, you know?
Yeah. There you go.
Is it chocolate peanut butter?
Oh my God. Your show.
Who cares?
Sir,
Who cares? Who
sir,
cares?
this is a
Who cares?
live stream, sir.
Please!
Sir.
Jer!
Oh, the dead air just
Jer!
continues.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
curious about.
No.
Google it.
He just doesn't look at
I'm
him.
trying to not
He
slur.
knows-
I'm trying
he
so hard. I'm
knows
sorry.
he's
I'm
weak.
sorry.
Look at
Kick.
this smile. Look at this face,
I'm
bro.
actually.
This is like his face when he got caught with CSAM or something, you know? Like, this is a sick, deviant man. There's twisted on this man, in this man's mind, you know? And he's just getting off. I think that's what it is. He's getting off on making a bad show and wasting everybody's time. Do you think he actually thinks that this is clever, the Nutella discourse? Like he really could?
I just,
What is? Is that a sticker? Like, that's his face when he gets caught with cuck. Like, let's get some subs for the Jer sticker.
But
Lexapros for 5 subs.
Thank
Swallow
you.
cost.
Appreciate you.
Nutella is delicious, and they mostly buy great value hazelnut spread. Damn, bro, and you're sending us $10. But it's still the same.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it though, bro? He says, you, Jer, you piece of shit. And he's definitely lying. Gourmet Anal for 2,000 kicks says Gourmet Nutella. Nigma Sigmicious says, y'all gotta do.
Mr. Nigma.
Mr. Nigma. Good to see you again, sir. Y'all gotta do Has-Been Hotel costumes for Kino-ween. Andy can be the gay spider. As bad as Has-Been is, it's better than Digital Circus. I'll be the judge of that tomorrow. It's gonna be so me and Josh tomorrow, we're doing our review of the final Digital Circus, the movie. We're doing a watch of the first episode of Has-Been Hotel.
Cool.
And I think we're going to do some normie slop and talk about the Legos and what happened with the Legos, or maybe who the knows. We might not do that. I don't know. And we've got, that's got to be Kane says, when do we skip Jer for DSP Pokemon card stream? Be please, I beg, donate, please, I beg you. We'll get there. It's going to be like 4 in the morning when we get there. We've got World Changer Reel for 5 subs. Raw Quarter Pounder says, melt Nutella, add it to half and half with malt powder, and put in ice cream maker. It's good as I can tell you're 300 pounds or more, bud. Welcome to the club. Roland McDolan for 5 subs, and Raw Sauce Bro for 5 subs. Hypnose Gerbil with a sub. Rice Patty Master for 2 subs. And Wanaman for a sub. And Gourmet Anal for 5 subs.
By the way,
Fat Walrus says he's pushing 350 because of drinking.
Well, I didn't even see this,
Walrus.
but apparently Jim did felt quartering on his show at the end during the super chat segment. Saying that we're him constantly. I have a 30-second clip. He goes, yeah. And he told people to watch our show, to watch us, Jer.
Well, good.
Thanks, Jim. We are going to
appreciate that, Jim.
Man. Yeah, we'll play that later on the...
We should have watched the super chat segment.
Listen,
what were we thinking?
I was tired as fuck last night.
Our entire show, there's no escape from the super chat, so we're even worse than Jim.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, you're gonna have to hear the super chats, chat.
Yeah,
and there's not a thing you can do about it. We got Iota 4240 for 10 subs.
Let's go, big support.
And Gourmet Anal for 5 subs.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm just doing that. There we go. Okay. So it's called Quartering Cuck is the sticker name. All right, folks. There you go, Iota. Thank you for the support, guys. We really appreciate it. We hope you're enjoying it, and thank you for being here on Monday. Oh, yeah. And Gumroad, sub to it, Ash. It's down there.
The Gumroad.
Click that.
It'll be out on Wednesday.
Yes.
We recorded on Tuesday. Josh does his gay post-processing, which takes a whole day. I don't really understand why we can't just upload it immediately after.
Him.
But Josh won't even send me the file until the next day.
OBS it secretly, and then just post it yourself.
But if I could do that, then I would already be running the OBS. I don't even have OBS installed on any device.
Snake him.
Oh, fuck,
I'm kidding.
Josh is getting snaked, buddy. We're doing this secret OBS snake recording any day now.
Yeah.
By the way, we got Lexapros for 3 subs and Dark Vision for 2 subs.
Big support. Thanks so much. By the way, I'm gonna add later the locals link. I'm sick of putting it on the chat. I'll add it later, but yesterday's show was great. So sub to that. Thanks for the support. I'm just lazy. I'm not gonna lie. All right, here we go.
All right, let's go.
By the way, the 3-hour show isn't long enough, by the way. Locals, can I just have unlimited access? What the
shout out.
Right?
Garbage.
It is.
You know, if your dad is hard to shop for, stop overthinking it.
What?
Gift grill-worthy premium steaks. Chicago.
We're now at the point where quartering is having to shill steaks to people for Father's Day.
Oh, come on.
Like, how low can it get, bro? You're shilling meat for sake, man. Holy.
You buy steak at the local butcher,
or who wants like frozen steaks delivered to their house? Or like, what are these? Do they come in like a cooler? Like, it's drop shipped meat. Like, at one time, me and Surfer sold meat out of a truck, but at least we pulled right up to your door with the meat truck and brought it to your door, and we were like, come take a look, and you'd back it into their driveway, and you'd open up the truck, and you'd be like, look at all my boxes of meat, buddy. Which ones do you want? And you'd get them right then and there. But it wasn't like you drop shipped them to their house. Like,
4 12-ounce premium Angus boneless steaks for $189 USD?
I don't know, man. But this is like a product that anybody can get, though, like at their local grocery store or at the butcher or something.
Yes.
Like, I just don't understand what the market for this is. And is it frozen or is it like refrigerated? Like,
I'm assuming it's fresh, like with like a cooling, maybe.
I don't know.
From Chicago? I don't know. Oh my God, Ash. Guess how much a single filet mignon is? Guess.
$50 USD.
Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna make the screen bigger so you can see that I'm not lying to you.
Oh. What is it? It's got to focus. $225.
55.
No, for one steak.
Filet? And it's on sale from $397. Is this real?
What sort of a scam are they running?
For 6 ounces?
Should we look this up on YouTube, like Chicago Steak Company review or something? Who's buying this?
Don't worry, Ash. I just got my $169 US off coupon. Okay.
Right. So they're only selling this with the Groupon, right?
Yo.
But it's like, who's buying that? Like, this is retarded.
Do they send you like a fucking computer with it? Do you get a fucking 4080 at least? Like, holy. Okay, sorry. That's big crazy. That's crazy.
This doesn't make sense.
Because, like, isn't it better at the local butcher? Like a Whole Foods or something like that?
Yes. Obviously, I mean, Whole Foods is not a local butcher, but it's good.
But they receive they receive from local butchers, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I worked there. We received.
You are the Whole Foods aficionado.
I know everything about that. I know the farms. I actually went to one of the farms before. Really cool.
You feel useful right away. You're not guessing his shirt size, buying another gadget. You feel useful. Gift grill-worthy premium steaks. Chicago Steak Company makes the gift feel useful right away. You're not guessing his shirt.
What the f is a gift feel?
A gift
size buying another gadget.
Say a gift that will feel useful right away. Well, it better, or else it's gonna go bad. It's meat. It only lasts so long.
Or hoping a novelty gift lands. You're giving them steaks for the grill and a Father's Day spread the family can actually sit down to.
Just $1,000 for a fucking for the whole family. What are we, fucking the Monopoly man?
You know, this is funny because Jared complains about $30 steaks on this show on a pretty regular basis, but now he expects you to pay like $170 after the discount code for a steak. Like, what?
Code Dad's Day. And qualifying orders over $179 or more.
Yeah,
Chicago Steak Company adds best grill and dad.
By the way, I got that coupon.
It's a real exclusive code. Just going to the website.
That app.
Jared's got the real special offers for his fans. By the way, he has the exact same offer that Ethan Ralph has. Just so that you know, this is the quality of exclusive offer you get with Jared.
adds a Best Grill and Dad apron, 16 free 6-ounce premium Angus steak burgers.
Are they free?
Are they free, or do you have to put no?
Or are you paying out the ass?
It said you had to. I closed it. You had to pay $300 to get the free burgers.
They're frozen hamburgers. Like, why wouldn't I just go to the Walmart and get frozen hamburgers? Why do I need to order frozen hamburgers from Chicago? By the way, like, nothing says like grass-fed cattle like Chicago. It's not like it's Texas or Oklahoma or Kansas, some shit like this. We're talking about Chicago. There's the great rolling plains of Chicago where the heads of cattle roam. Don't you know all the cowboys are from Chicago? What the fuck?
Oh, man.
They're grazing on asphalt, the urban cows of Chicago. Fuck me, man.
The most expensive steaks from Chicago.
Free standard shipping and a $25 account credit.
Oh, $25, guys. You get off.
After the package ships. That's crazy.
Huge fucking credit, boys. Hey, let's go. Jer hooking us up. He's the plug. He's got the connect.
That's currently framed as a $225 value.
Real Steve once said,
it's currently framed.
200 years ago, Chicago was known for its slaughterhouses. But is it known for it today? I guess, maybe. I don't know. Sure.
Oh, fuck me, dude. This is great.
Keep it simple. Give Dad the grill night. The steaks are the main gift.
What?
And the extras make the whole order feel more complete.
Or the grill night? What did he say?
Night? What, dude?
Give Dad the grill
just
night.
Just wake up and drive to the shop or order it on Uber Eats and they'll bring it for you, like the steak. Don't order it and hope it makes it on time. What?
Go to mychicagosteak.com/rumble, code Dad's Day. That's mychicagosteak.com/rumble, code DADSDAY. Yeah, steaks are a good gift. Everyone likes steaks.
The grill night rise is very funny.
What a weird thing.
Okay, bring it back. This is insane.
I saw this. This is crazy.
We have to show this. So he's gonna just go. Just get ready. This is like full on dementia, like alcoholic looping. I don't know what to call this, but it's unprofessional at the very least, because it doesn't help matters. He's on his cell phone, right? Like, he's just doing his live show on his cell phone. What could possibly be so important to disrupt your livelihood? You know, what you do to pay the bills, that you're going to be on your phone like this for this long, to where you repeat the same phrase 5 times. It's more than just cell phone usage, though. This is brain damage. This is brain dead. Because, like, you can't walk and chew gum at the same time, can you? There,
yeah.
No.
Well,
you
sometimes
can't fucking type and talk. Like, what?
But let's be fair, because sometimes you or I are looking at something and we go, and then we're into it, right? It takes us for this. You're right, Ashton. It's not just looking at something. You're not just reading. This is actually, it's over. Guys, this is wet brain. We're without pausing. Here we go.
Weird.
Start again.
Oh, DADSDAY.
Guys, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, steaks are a good gift. Everyone likes steaks. What a weird thing.
My God.
What a weird thing.
Oh my God.
Honestly, at this point, just say, guys, I'm sending a text message.
Yeah. Like, hang on, guys. Be right back.
What? Couldn't he queue up a video?
What a weird thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, is there like no other solution but to say what a weird thing 5 straight times?
I could think of a final solution.
Okay, so now you acknowledge it, but it's already been like 20 seconds of dead air, and you just saying what a weird thing over and over again. Like,
the next story.
Don't say it again. Jer, please, bro.
Okay.
This is unhinged,
guys, it's not paused. It's not paused.
Guys, it's playing.
Yeah, or trans and or furry. Yeah.
What?
What?
He looks like he just
look how disgusted he is there, dude. That's like Phil when he did that, like, you know, like that little sneer. Like, he's just disgusted. Why is he like that?
I don't know. Looks like he smelled his own.
Yeah.
This is brain damage, man. This isn't a show. You should be ashamed.
Well, it's just a coincidence, guys.
My God.
It's just a coinky ding.
I can't do.
So he went from looping one phrase 5 times to now looping that twice. Like, I extended this out because I'm like, this is unbelievably bad. Like, no one would believe it's this bad. This is a supposed professional broadcaster with nearly 10 years of on-air experience who's earned millions of dollars doing this. And this is what we have. And he still's like, I'm going to get better by the fall. No, you are not. This is the finished product. And it's getting worse every day. It's declining. It's not getting better.
Yeah, it's not like he's sharpening his skills. He's getting better at speaking or funnier or more knowledgeable about topics. It's regression. It's like
the exact opposite. Yes.
It's like wet brain looping. It's like his first day. It's like a first day streamer always.
And you can tell he's just making no effort to improve either.
Yeah.
Like, he's just putting in less than 0 effort. Like, he puts in negative effort. He sabotages himself.
Exactly.
It's insane.
Usually when people do like radio or TV or acting or comedy, get better over the years. Jer, to be fair, he was never good, but he's worse than he's ever been, for sure.
Well, T-Pot says, how far into his stream did he power down like this? This was less than an hour in. I think this was like 35 minutes in. He just like had a sundowner moment, like a senior citizen moment, did Jer Biden.
This was after his first segment, they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dear God, it's over. Why isn't it?
Listen, XOPS says, I've never seen anyone mess up this much in speaking. And I get it. I have a lot of sympathy for bad public speaking. I know. But the thing is.
Me too, man. Like,
yes, and he's a stutterer. He knows.
Yeah, it's like struggle for me to like figure it out, you know? I have to work at it.
Like, Jer somehow believes he's entitled to be a multimillionaire off of this, and he just has no talent whatsoever, just none.
Yeah.
And no desire, no work ethic even. Like, showing up isn't enough, bro. I'm sorry. You need to actually prep your shows and know what the you're talking about. If your delivery is going to be this bad. Seriously, dude. And it's not even like it's an intellectual, like, you know, a dry, like scientific speaker where you go, okay, this guy obviously knows what he's talking about. It's a little bit boring, but there's good information here. He has a strong grasp, but no, there's nothing here. There's nothing. It's just trash.
Yeah, man. It's like there's no intellectual discussion. There's no thought. There's no thoughts.
Oh.
There's no thoughts.
There's no entertainment value either.
Yeah.
Which is the worst part. Don't say coinkydink. Oh my God. Have mercy on our souls.
Just a coinkydink.
It's still uncut, by the way.
Yeah. Make sure to leave a like on it.
Like what? Why should we?
For what?
You sell me my like. Why do I have to give you a like?
Well, he'll tell you why.
Oh.
Like on the video is another day in prison for Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, come on! Shameless grifter alert! Shameless grifter alert!
I actually didn't see that coming.
Holy shit! What a disaster, Jer!
Oh no! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I
That's
actually should have seen that coming. Thoughts?
If you enjoy the video, all I ever ask is that you subscribe, leave a like on it, and subscribe or follow down below.
What do you mean all you ask? You ask for a lot more than that. He goes, all I ask is that you hit like and leave it.
Buy a steak
you also
here
ask,
and
buy a steak, buy the coffee, buy the $6 quartering.com membership, buy the merchandise, everything. And leave a super chat.
You know, make the trolls seethe, you know. Watch at 9 a.m. Wake up earlier. Watch it later. Watch every video. Fuck.
Invest in Israel. Buy the Amfest trip for him because he's too poor to afford it.
Speaking of Israel, Ralph has gone full Zionist. We're going to see tonight, by the way. He is.
What do you mean?
Full. No, dude, I'm telling you.
So he sold out to Israel after making his stand as the last true anti-Zionist?
I'm actually shocked he said what he said. It's crazy. So we'll watch that. Okay. Let's just say Gabe won. I'm not kidding. I'm not even.
Well, yeah.
I'm not gilding the lily either, by the way. You'll see.
Dang well believe.
To be fair, though, it was on the stream. He was high on coke. But.
Yeah, well, that's nearly every show, but.
Yeah.
To grift? You mean to enrich yourself on the death of Austin Metcalf? Look at the replies.
Isn't that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Bring that back 10 seconds
that's
and listen to what he says here. Okay.
You mean to enrich yourself on the death of Austin Metcalf? Look at the replies. From day one, that's
wait.
No problem.
Again?
Like he's actually having a stroke. Like he's just slurring. Like that was fucked.
I'm not gonna look at what he's reading. I'm gonna try to think. I'm gonna try to hear it.
So Metcalf, look at the replies from day.
Look at you and the prize.
So he was trying to say, look at the replies. He was trying to say, look at the replies. Let's bring it back.
Won that death
one more time.
Of Austin Metcalf. Look at the replies.
That actually fucking is the most
what Pulitzer Prize? Question mark. One more time.
From day one, that death of Austin Metcalf. Look at the replies. From day one, that's.
Look at the Yule pot. Like, buddy.
Oh, bro, that's really bad. It's unintelligible, dude.
Kamaro.
That was actually
Kamaro. It was constant, like just flop after flop after flop after flop, like swing and a miss, Jared. Oh, just striking out. Oh my God.
Kamaro Anthony.
Carmelo committed the crime that. Leave a like on the video if you made it this far. By the way, if you haven't subscribed,
obviously, if they're listening, they've made it this far. You know.
No, what he's saying is, it's like, listen.
If you made it this far,
it's like a negative thing, you know. It's like
it is, isn't
like Mr. Beast. You've been holding the car for 18 hours, you know.
Oh man,
it's like a challenge.
Followed yet? Wherever you're seeing this, please do. It's hard to find people out there these days.
What do you mean it's hard to find? Hard to find people. Maybe for you, buddy. You're paying for ads to try and find viewers. I think the problem is it's not hard to find people. It's hard to find people that are willing to watch this slop. They have to be like in nursing homes and adult diapers, like hooked up in front of a Rumble Boomer box to watch this crap, buddy.
Dude, I'm actually dying.
Desperate.
It's hard to find people.
It's hard to find people. There's more people on the internet than ever before. What the are you talking about?
But if you have 10,000 subscribers showing up and subscribing every 10 days, it's pretty easy to find people. Like, what the fuck?
Right?
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, what?
Yeah, like you're having constant growth. Line always goes up. What's the problem, Jared? Of course, it's not actually. It's all fake, but
I'm actually open up his social. This string of.
The social blade's a lie, though. The social blade is a lie. It's all papered over. You got to go to.
Nah,
but even that doesn't look good. Like
it's actually
Luther went over the social blade, and it still doesn't look good.
Look at the fucking.
But if you go to Jeremital Decline, like it's this way. Oh no!
So he bought views here. That's what the Jeremital Decline has been looking at.
But even with the shorts and everything, it's still collapsing week by week.
Oh,
Oh, no, Jer. Can't even
How
fake
is this
it,
possible?
bro.
There's
no.
God.
What the is going on, Jer?
Yeah, but Ash, definitely right here. He was the most famous he's ever been. And then it went down to here.
It's at the height of his controversy where he was getting felted every which way. That was when people were most in love with the quartering brand. I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
You know, so it helps a lot. The defense team, by the way, I appreciate everyone tuning in at this.
I'm just going to point this out. Does it help a lot? So, like, if one of your Spurg friends sends you some political YouTuber, are you watching it?
No.
No one is.
No.
And there's always like that one guy, like if you're on Facebook, that would send you like
or the
this
group
and
chat, and everyone's like, shut the
holy man, buddy. Like, what are you doing?
New morning time slot. We're slowly building. You know, it's summertime.
I know that guy. It was me.
Know, so people are doing
it was cringe. guys, check out this political. Shut the fuck up, Ashton. What the fuck? None of us give a fuck about Trump. What? You know?
Guys, look at this woke shit.
Summer thing.
That's like me with video game spurging. I'm like, guys, they made her look. Everyone's like, yeah.
But I hope you guys are liking the morning time slot. I feel better covering the news like when it's new.
Oh my God, he's doing it. He's looping. Every day it's the same show. Every day it's the same. Every day it's the same Copes and show.
As opposed to talking about like
it's like Black Mirror
stuff at
the
2 o'clock again.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God.
News is always new. It's in the name.
Yeah.
It's in the
out of the park.
Woo.
Grand slam.
Jerry. The Rams, I care about it too. That's why I said it. Okay.
It's literally in the name. There's so much on Mondays. It's so overwhelming.
What? If you go to... Like, there's really not though, bro. There's it's so overwhelming, dude, to read these news articles. I don't know how I'm gonna fucking figure it out, man.
But Ash, isn't it like he doesn't understand the ebbs and flows of the internet? Look, one day he's a top story. Now it's settled down. People still enjoy watching us felt him, but it's not the top story anymore. Then it's Carmelo Anthony. And then it's the next thing. Then it's the Chud thing, whatever the fuck. Then it's the Stellar Blade Discord. Then it's the this. Every day it's a new thing. But he thinks.
He just doesn't seem to be able to adapt himself to figuring it out.
Ever. And then he asks you how the weekend was, and then he moves on. It's like, okay.
See Amazon.com will take you directly to our Amazon store.
Okay.
We had our biggest day in 6 months on Saturday.
Okay. So now, mind you, he claims this is the biggest day in 6 months, but he also had the best sales month ever last month. How can that be true? Remember last week, he was saying that his coffee sales for the month of May were the highest ever that he's ever done for the coffee business. But now his best day of sales in 6 months happened just yesterday. How can that be? You'd figure that there would be in his best month ever a few days of sales higher than just some random Saturday. I mean, now there's a clear reason why, and I believe him maybe that it was his best month in his best day in 6 months. He sold
5 bags instead of 2.
Because he's discounted by 75%. But it's not that you're making money, you're losing money on every bag you're selling. It's just that you're not losing as much as if it went straight into the fucking garbage can. You're salvaging $4 or $5, which this shit is. Let's have a listen.
Which is crazy good. Probably because I marked some stuff down.
You think?
The gingerbread stuff is 50%. It's actually 75% off.
So you lose money. You're losing money.
Off. Yeah. When your margin on a $20 bag is $1 profit and you sell it for $4, you're losing what?
Is that $4?
$4.75.
Not even a $5. Not even
so
a
he's
$5.
losing almost $15 a bag that he sells.
So I'll tell you what happened. Mill Creek Roasters called them and went, listen, this coffee has another 2 months on the shelf and we have to throw it legally.
Yeah.
The safety inspectors are going to be coming through next month and we have to have this gone. That's what happened. Yeah, like before we could get in trouble.
On to $4 for a 12-pack. Our spiked jack-o'-lantern is down to just $5 for a bag. But all of our other flavors.
Wait, and by the way, he told us last show those were his 2 biggest sellers.
These were the top sellers. You don't put your top seller 75% off. Stop it.
Maybe 10% or 15% to encourage more sales. That's about it.
Stuff like that. Vanilla sugar cookie, hot butter. Here's jack-o'-lantern down to $5. Our strawberries and cream, all this stuff.
Wait.
Your spiked jack-o'-lantern down to $5. Our strawberries and cream.
$85
for 5 pounds of coffee.
Okay.
Cream, all this stuff. If you're feeling generous and you want to support the show, which we're live 7 times a week.
By the way, why is it if you're feeling generous? $6 is not generous. You know what I mean? Like, if you're feeling generous, like, what sort of broke ass bitch is this? Like, figure it the out, dude.
If you're
feeling generous, please, sire, might I have $6? Hobo,
may we get 1 sub, folks? 1 guy. Like, we need one. If you're feeling generous, could I have $5 that I could split with Ashton if you're feeling generous?
Now, Benny Clip Center is bringing up a good point. He says June is the end of the second quarter of the year. If he's paying his sales tax quarterly, then he probably didn't save that and needs to get as much money as he can to cover the money he owes the feds. That might be what it is. His tax payment is in June and he needs that money. He really, really does. He needs that money. Holy shit. It's a sub train. It's time for Freebird, isn't it?
They're generous.
Let's go. It's time for Freebird, Andy.
Go.
Fire it up.
I'm firing it up. Let's fucking go, guys. Yeah. Monday, start of the fucking week. Let's have fun. Let's rate Jerry.
Let's go. Let's get some subs. Jerry looks so upset. Look at him. He looks rattled, buddy. Look at the sadness in his eyes as he can't even believe it. Just pouring in the massive support there for the program. Look at all this support that's holy shit. I'm going to have to shout it all. I'm just trying to get back to the beginning of all of this support here. Holy shit. We've got Doom Craig's Marine says Wagyu Tomahawk steaks are usually not even that much. We got NYC Sewer Rat for a sub. N2 Shocker, Felted Female, Robman 510, Tony Panther. So how was your weekend? Ramsos 85, Real Sneed 1, Free Hannah Claire, Raw Quarter Pounder, Reverse Hollow Charmander, Lambo Calrissian, Deaf People Can't Wipe, PDA, Mundane Ralph, Iota, Vapor Babe, Ice Mexican, all this subs, New Skang, So Reed for 5 subs, Sean Sandwich Sundry, Jerusalem, Suffering Overdue, Cobalt Jones, Amphetamine Enjoyer, 5 Baldo Rings. We got Fire Popsicle for 5 subs. Random Dude, 1 Impulse, Platistine, Lambo, Calrissian, Barry Mickner says, I think a person giving $6 is generous, but I'm also not a millionaire. Suffrage, I agree, Barry. We got White Blood Cell, Aussie Metal Mate, Dramatic Discussion for 10 subs. Beloved Chatter for 5 subs. Lambier, Skyron the Pilot, Vince Luigi, Katarina Ann, Star Crunch 7, Pelican, Sunset 90 for 10 subs. Flower Boy for a sub. We've got Rekka 85 for 5 subs. Snake Plissken with a sub. Grizzy Gary says only $5, so not generous. Guys, well, I was going to give you $6, but We got Whiskey Gravy for a sub as well. Freebird, Hypnos Gerbil with a sub. Let's go, Bish. Shuffle, Bish. Let's go.
Buddy, his face.
Freebird.
Like that expression is literally him realizing
he's got
it's
resting felted face. No, just like every frame. Every frame's a felt for Jer. Resting felting face.
Oh, poor guy. Thank you guys for the big support. Now,
rested rape face.
That's what generosity is, Jer.
I think you guys could have done better, but that's just
like,
me.
Come on,
we got
guys.
Wake
What's
Up
going on?
Felted for a gifted sub
Thanks,
as well.
Guys. Thank you. Yeah, big support.
Saying every frame of felt, yeah.
You guys keep the show alive and thriving. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you all. My forearm is going to be
Corey.com/join. There you'll be able to email me directly and talk.
Yep. It's already big
so
from the jacking off. Yeah.
I was about to say, bud.
Chat with me directly in the chat rooms.
I
recorded a members only video this weekend.
I knew those fucking choker New York Knicks would lose in the Garden, that they couldn't handle the pressure, and now we're winning. Spurs sisters. Suffolk, New York. All of those rich Jews that paid out the to go to Madison Square Garden are currently felted by. Did you see Sneeko paid $15,000 and got kicked out for getting into an argument with a Jewish guy?
Yes, fuck Sneeko.
Oh no.
The New York Knicks. I call them the New York. Okay.
Whoa. Well, Stephen A. Smith called them that earlier this morning. He fucked up and he actually called them the New York N-word. But thankfully he was black, so he got away with it. But if he was white, it would have been the end of his career if it was Skip.
How do you felt that? That's crazy.
Anyway, that's it for sports ball, guys.
Will go up Wednesday. So I got back to doing the members only videos. And
why is that?
You know,
wait,
for the price of a cup of coffee. Why are you doing
the members only videos? That's because we pointed out that you were scamming everybody, and Don Flergandy pointed out. I guess the trolls were right once again, Jer? All right, here we go.
Yep.
It goes a long way, a really long way. And if you join for the year,
no, it doesn't.
You get
it goes a long way.
It's $6.
2 months free.
Like it goes a long way. If there's hundreds and thousands of people signing up for it, but your signups are public. And we know that only 7 people have signed up in the last month after all of the begging. I don't think he got a single sign up today. Not even
That's crazy.
After all the begging that he did, I don't think he got any that I saw.
Maybe he nuts, man.
Oh man.
17?
And we know that's it? All of them?
Bread and
how much is that?
Man.
How much is that a month?
If you take 17 and times it by 6, buddy, what are we looking at here? We're looking at $102 a month.
It's not like that's not even groceries. That's not even his McDonald's.
It's probably not even his internet bill.
Yeah, I know.
You know? No, we're talking about saying he made $3 in super chats, but we're talking about
like the members,
his signups for the $6 a month paywall or whatever.
Dude.
Spike Jack-o'-lantern I'm blowing out for like 75% off, and then I'll bring it back in fall.
Why would you?
Not a lot of people want to drink pumpkin coffee in June. I get that.
Why would you felt like that?
But they're both really good.
It's like, well, I know most of you don't want to drink this garbage in June. Why don't you try and sell us that it's good year round? It's great. Something like.
We have a Brad Cool update. Brad Cool update. Somebody asked him. Everyone loves Brad Cool. I would watch a Brad Cool stream, and he quote tweeted it and said, "It's been years since I used to stream, but I'm going to work on this." He's gonna stream
Let's
over
go!
a quartering
Breaking
stream.
Brad Cool news.
I'm gonna
Brad
repost
Cool
that.
is gonna take everything from Jer.
Honestly,
Jer took away his only form of entertainment in life, which was watching his show, participating in the community in chat. And so now Brad Cruel will take over.
There we go.
Brad Cool left off.
I'll be watching the Brad Cool.
By the way, we
stream.
got Nate Diaz, poo on the stool for a pack it up, says, I love you guys, but you PPP Nixon 5. Listen, brother. I think I do want the Knicks to win the championship overall, but you knew that they had to extend this out for the money, buddy. You thought this was ending in 4 games, bro? And you thought that Commissioner Silver would actually allow the Knicks to lift the trophy in Madison Square Garden? Think again, bro. Think again. Anybody who thought that they were winning tonight was a fool.
One's really good too. And by the way, I'm going to bring back gift boxes, but probably only for Christmas. And
nobody cares.
Also, oh my God, man.
I'm sick.
Listen, he just told us, though. He just told us last week, or maybe it was last month, that he was definitely not going to do any more gift boxes. Yeah, he said that last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody brought it up and he's like, I'll never do that again. Now this week he's flip-flopped it on.
It's never happening.
Again,
it's never happening.
and announced that there's going to be a Christmas one. It's not going to happen.
Jer, no one will ever buy your He'll make it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Probably only going to do 500 of them because my wife and I will have to pack each an individual one.
Oh, man.
No, Donga Dies of AIDS. You do
because
have the OG badge, buddy. I see it right there. Unless you're talking about the VIP badge, buddy, but you definitely have.
No, he has the OG badge. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has both of them at this point.
Head into your settings. Make sure it's turned on, bud.
My wife and I will have to pack each an individual ones. Oh, I just looked at the K-Cups. Yeah, we didn't do K-Cups for Spike Jack-O-Lantern. We might this year, but it's a seasonal flavor.
This is a business meeting. None of the viewers want to hear this business meeting for your coffee. Like, some people may want to buy the coffee, but nobody wants to hear about how the coffee is made. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to hear about this. Like, the internal workings of your coffee company. Maybe make a documentary series about running the coffee company to own the haters and prove everything, buddy. Maybe do that. But somebody shows up for the news. They don't want to hear your coffee business meeting every day. Oh my God.
All right, Ralph is having he's on one right now.
Is it a day ending in Y? What's happening?
He's apparently losing his mind and he doesn't want to stream because he's manic right now. So, we're going to watch some blood sports tonight with Ben and versus Ralph and Lalo
blood
and Lalo.
Sports, Jer.
Yep.
Yes.
I make K-Cups. I have to do like thousands of boxes at a time. I can't just.
I don't care about
making the
company. I don't care.
Coffee is easy.
Getting a lesson in the logistics of K-Cups, like. But I thought you owned everything and you had the facility. You don't have the facility to make K-Cups? What was the $300,000 for, sire? What the fuck?
Yeah, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of hearing about Jer.
I can, roast up 12 bags of coffee and send 12 if I want. But to do K-Cups,
what do you mean you have to do it 5,000 at a time? Wouldn't you have the means of production?
The K-Cups he's just straight up admitting are drop shipped then.
Well, yeah, of course.
But it's all from Mill Street. It's all Jer.
I'm going to Mill Street. Our next vacation, I'm taking Wisconsin. I'm going to head to the Mill Street a coffee company, and I'm going to have a tour, and I'm going to scan. I'm going to do it.
None of this actually matters anyway. Jer just has to admit, yeah, it's from Mill Creek. It's really not that big of a deal. The people that are actually buying this shit.
It's in Ohio? I'm heading to Ohio.
They don't give a they don't care, Jer. They don't care.
Wait, Ash, Ohio is 6-hour drive. Let's drive to Mill Creek. I'll drive there.
Oh my God.
I will put kilometers on my car. I don't give a
for K-Cup, it's got
apparently has done some digging on Google Ads And he sent you a DM with the cost per view YouTube charges. Sent you screenshots.
Oh, it's in Utah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in Utah.
Yeah, everyone was saying Ohio. Everyone in
but he also has an address in Arizona and he has an address in Wisconsin, but none of them are the coffee factory. They're all like shells within shells, which is some real shady shit.
You know what?
Sell, and it's got to sell all year round. Because, and K-Cups last much longer. K-Cups last like 6 months to a year or something like that.
Well, hold on. So K-Cups last longer. They last 6 months to a year. Okay? When was October? That was over 6 months ago, right?
That's why it's 75% off. I told you.
Yeah, so he's admitting the shit that you're going to buy from him is expired. Like, it's bad.
By the way, it's exactly what I said. Mill Creek or Mill whatever the said, hey, you have to remove this off our shelves in a month. You have 1 month left.
Keep selling this to people.
And by the way, I'm going to actually see. Let's see if he's lying here.
So Reed says K-Cups more like gay cups. Whoa, buddy.
8 to 12 months. It lasts 8 to 12 months. That's what he says here. So 8 to 12 months is actually October, November, December, January, March, April, May. So he has 1 month left. Literally a month left. Suffer, Jer.
Oh, it's a huge cash outlay. And the only reason that I have gingerbread K-Cups is because they sell so bonkers.
People really want to hear about cash outlays.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. And then he's like flexing how well the K-Cups of the gingerbread sold. And it's like, bro, no one believes.
Then why do you have them on stock?
It's all.
And Christmas. Nice, Denise. You're going to love it. It's really good. It doesn't really taste like pumpkin.
You know what? I do believe that Denise of all people bought the expired pumpkin coffee.
Good.
That sounds like the exact sort of mark that'd buy that coffee. Reminds me of the people who bought, what's his name? Buddy's slop buckets, the Christian preacher slop buckets, and they used it as furniture in their trailer. That's the sort of person that buys Jer's expired pumpkin coffee. But now listen to Jer's cope here. Yeah, Jim Baker's buckets of slop.
I miss the Jim Baker segments.
Listen to Jer trying to retro. The coffee's already sold, bro. You don't have to sell it to this lady anymore, but he's going to anyway, but in the worst way.
I'd say is that it tastes like fall. So I don't know.
He says it doesn't taste like pumpkin, which is what most people would want out of a pumpkin flavored coffee. Is pumpkin? It's like one of the most popular flavors of coffee at Starbucks and all these places, right? But instead, it tastes like fall. Why would you stock a coffee that tastes like fall and not just an actual pumpkin coffee?
The does fall taste like? Leaves?
But fall in June,
Hell yeah, cameraman. Very cool.
Yeah, it tastes like decaying leaves. It tastes like rot. Well, the mold, yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm thinking about leaves. When you head into a big pile of leaves, that's what I was thinking. It's like a big pile of leaves.
Mm-hmm. It's a lie. It's a verifiable lie. Should never bet there at all. Charlie Bravo, Charlie, CBC, Amazon.com.
Oh my God.
We had our biggest day in sales on Saturday in a year. The group continued yelling.
They continued yellowing. It's like your skin after your liver fails there, Jer.
She put, they're trying to kill me. Make sure to leave a like on the video right now. Make sure you subscribe.
Or else what?
Or follow down below. It's hard to find you guys. There's going to be many, many updates today. Anthony says the only reason I made a Rumble account was because you don't stream on YouTube anymore. And you repeatedly asked everyone to support you here on Rumble. Hey,
So Anthony sent him $3, and then Jer had a crash out about it.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Rumble has been good to me and has supported me, and so I've decided that I'm just going to go, exclusive here.
Okay.
That was a struggle to get through that, wasn't
It's still a struggle, dude. I'm edge of my seat.
Did Phil Wage quit another game on the night stream? Ooh, it's not looking so good for him.
Oh, the
I
long.
like how you could add a whole other topic in between the pause.
Now, Jer is now calling out Anthony as being a long con and that he was rug pulled for the $3.
Why would you? So you want new people, and then a new guy shows up, and you're like, you're not real. It's over. This is like actually the end.
Con, you got me. I've had 4 accounts muted. You don't want watchers like me. Wait, what?
Belted.
Oh, that was a nice $3 long con.
He corrects it from $4 to $3.
That was good.
The $3 long con.
The 4 to 3.
But do you not think he's going to charge it back then, Jer? I mean, the thing is, buddy, Jer, if you weren't a total tourist, you would have known from his name being Anthony Legato that he was an A-log, because that's where the term A-log comes from Anthony Legato. But Jer was that got long conned by a guy that clearly had a troll name from the beginning.
Let's see. Go here.
Yeah.
Go here.
You're a piece of shit, man. This is not acceptable.
Imagine making people watch this.
Go
You
here.
think that it's
go
worth this is a
here.
multi-million-dollar intellectual property that's gonna launch a coffee empire.
You won't launch anything except for a diarrhea.
Well, he'll launch, yeah, exactly. He'll launch a watery bowel movement into the bowl, buddy, at high velocity. The only thing fast about him is the speed of his diarrhea exiting his anus.
Let's see here.
It's like actually weird. Like even on our end, you and I are
it's
like
uncomfortable.
Oh God, please. This
Get my
is
second.
This is worse than Tonka.
It is though, isn't
It's
it?
actually like same level as Tonka.
Like,
at least.
I think at least Tonka, I felt like was ashamed that he had so much dead air. You know, like he could at least admit that it was probably a problem, whereas Jer just lives in denial, you know.
It's like hello.
Second wave of Store Eyes.
Oh,
You need to do premium streams.
guys,
Yeah, I will. Huge shout out to Rumble.
He keeps wait. He keeps saying he promised the premium streams like the bonus last week.
it's still not out.
He
still hasn't uploaded.
You
He
did one
claims-
yesterday, or tomorrow you're doing it. I did mine yesterday. We've done 8 bonus streams in the span that he's like promised it. It's been 2 weeks.
He's failing. He's failing, buddy, big time.
The $6 is so it works so well. It's yeah.
Premium. I have some
Manchurian
premium content.
Canada
I'm going to
asks,
be
why
making
is
some more.
he so lame? Well, it's because he's at Jer's, where everybody knows you're lame. Doo-doo. And they're always sad you came.
Buddy,
Songs.
he should get banned off whatever he's doing his bonus stuff on for fraud.
Premium content as well.
Oh my God.
Butt stuff.
Yep.
Nice, Jer. Jer loves butt stuff. He loves it.
He's so happy when he saw HelloFresh's logo. He's like,
Oh
thank
my
God.
Thank you. Oh, I can cry about the gays today. Woo! Let's go.
Who cares about HelloFresh, dude?
Mixed bag. Do you think gay people use HelloFresh?
Yeah.
Yes!
I would say so.
They're busy sucking
It's a
dick
pretty
and getting
gay.
fucked in the ass.
Get ready for Jer's answer.
No,
Get ready for why Jer's arguing that they'll never use HelloFresh.
what? Because they drink cum?
Yeah.
They're going out to eat every night. They're not.
Are they? Are they? Like, what is... What? I guess only gay people are going out to eat, or like they do it every night. You know, there's poor gay people also that can't afford. Like, In his mind, every gay person lives in West Hollywood. They're all in WeHo and they're all like Nepo baby multimillionaires, like instead of the deranged, mentally ill freaks that they are, like
they're eating out every night. They're eating
I think it's his projection because Jer knows he's gay and Jer eats out for every meal. So thus he comes to the conclusion that all gays must eat out for every meal. But it doesn't really logically follow. It's just kind of a little bit of projection from Jer, who eats other men's asses each night. He just loves eating. Loves it.
They're not eating HelloFresh at home. Well, we'll see how this works out for them once it breaks contain.
But by the way,
they might. I mean, yes. I'm sure there's a gay guy out there who eats HelloFresh. Did
you hear what he said? Like, he said break contain instead of breaks containment.
No way.
HelloFresh at home. Well, we'll see how this works out for them once it breaks contain.
Breaks contain.
Breaks contain.
Containment.
You know what, Jer? He speaks like he is from the back rooms. It's like a memory of a memory.
He's slightly off.
It's like a slightly.
He's like a skinwalker. Like there's just something not right with this guy. You can tell he's not really human. He's like a lizard man. Some like this.
It's uncanny.
It is. No, it is. That's the best way. That's the best way to describe. He's an uncanny lard walker. Is what he's like. Holy fuck.
Oh.
Yes, this is
That's
real.
why he's so because he has to fit like his lizard form inside like a humanoid container.
He has to zip himself up.
So so it has to be a gigantic flesh bag to fit the lizard.
Yeah, if I do an afternoon stream, it'll be a little early.
Deep Sea Garden. This entire segment was senile old man reads random Twitter posts. It was just random Twitter posts. It was.
Yes, this is real. Yeah, if I do an afternoon stream, it'll be a little earlier.
Who cares?
No one cares.
Schedule talk.
By the way, we got DSP Historical Society shirt for a pack it up says, what happened? I thought Jer was cool with the gays and pride less than a week ago.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
No, I think he wanted gay things to happen for content.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
And then Kino Owns Quartering says, I wonder if Jer gets his coffee from Bolivia. I started watching you guys for Jer content, but now Ralph may be my favorite lolcow. And we're getting into Ralph soon enough. Although we actually have one more Jer. And it might be the funniest Jer ever.
Okay, based.
It might be.
I'll take an hour break and we'll come back.
So he did take an hour break.
Yeah, like maybe I'll just take an hour break and come back.
Yeah, say it again.
Because there's still a lot of news to cover.
Is there?
Let's just do that. We'll come back today. We'll do a double stream today. We'll take an hour. We'll take an hour and then we'll come back.
You say we'll take an hour.
See you guys soon.
Success.
Okay, Jared. Right. So now we move to Jer's afternoon stream where the desperation is palpable. We're just getting endless ad reads, endless sponsorships, endless shilling of the coffee and the website. It was insane.
Did he put the I didn't even like cop this. I don't know if it was on the last one. Did he put the coffee as the background?
He did.
What?
He did.
And was that on the last one?
I actually don't remember, but it's going to come into play.
Okay. It is there. Wow.
It was there all along. So the product placement kind of failing, but
okay.
Back for a double stream here on Monday because the news is just coming in fast and furiously.
Is it?
Hope you're doing well.
He's burper.
News is just coming in fast and furiously.
He did. He just shot. He just farted big time, bro.
Anyway.
We got Stoic Rage for 5 subs. Let's get some subs, bitch.
Let's go. Big support.
Doing well. Huck just got in after swimming. So now my office smells like a wet dog.
Wait.
Guess that's probably better than normal.
Okay.
No, it stinks. Jer smells and his office smells bad. Worse than a wet dog most days. Oh, self-felt alert. Self-felt alert. Ooh,
You know
tough,
when
Jer.
You walk into that office, it smells like a bag of smashed assholes, huh?
Oh, it sure does, buddy. His prolapsed rectum. The stench of it.
But I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead.
You told us twice now.
At a family friendly festival in Ohio on Saturday. I don't have any issue with black people.
What do you mean? What?
Get out of town.
What a sellout, buddy. What do you mean you don't have an issue with black people? Then what's the point of all your videos about black fatigue?
Leftist, woke. Black fatigue.
Woke.
Black fatigue. Black fatigue.
Yay!
Black fatigue.
He loves black people.
Crazy.
Whoa.
Imagine.
Shame on him. Shame on him.
Shame.
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 Shame. Shame.
I remember if you tune in at this hour.
If you turn in.
You meant to say tune in.
No, he's thinking about
but
turning
you
into
ended
bed
up
because he's
turning-
tired.
Yeah.
He's a little
He's
sleepy.
tired once again. Yeah.
With black people. I remember if you tune in at this hour, remember I'm live at 9 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm live with Melanie in this hour, but this live stream is just because
every
there's
video now.
kind of breaking news.
No one cares.
New
It's
breaking
not bringing
news.
in any viewers. New breaking news.
Oh,
Now
what happened here?
he's
Did X go down?
and he can't figure it out.
Psycho said the only problem he has with blacks is that more of them won't his wife.
That's what it comes down to. He's like, it's just so hard to find a good bowl these days. Jew bowl. I had to resort to Jew bowl to do a black man's job. And, like, fuck. We got Gator for 5 subs. It's
really
the only time in history
that a black.
it's hard out here for a cup. Listen, if you can't even get a black bull, that's a rough place to be, man. Black people will any white woman. Shit.
Okay.
But it's just over. Like, Wyatt says, as a gay man, I was told I was listening to a homophobic podcast at work. Happy Pride Month, I guess. LOL. Listen, the real gays love this show. Listen, we love our gay fans.
Wait.
We love the gay community.
Who called us homophobic? What the
What do you mean, Wyatt? What are you talking about?
Come
Have
on,
you not
bro.
seen my perfectly pristine pink buddy? Anyway, it's just like this shirt. He's obviously not seen the Kino-Ween episodes with Andy and Drag, has he?
Yeah, I know, right?
Gay icons, Kino Casino.
This is sort of how I felt. I was like, it's like
the
months
sailor
ago.
episode where we were dressed as gay sailors and we had the
Danced.
rainbow.
Oh, when I was a Princess Peach with my dress down, and I had to spin for all the boys.
Oh, fuck, man.
Uh-oh.
Jer,
What happened?
figure
Oh,
it
there we
out, bud.
Make sure to leave a like on the video. Each like is another day in prison for Carmelo Anthony. It
Oh,
ships
God,
free
he's
overnight.
just old reliable. Let's pull it out.
Was that new?
It was a repeat. Yeah, it was. You know,
It was
he's
like
saying
a
the
new
same
version.
shit.
Oh my god!
Yes. Well, because he's pumping out 5 videos about Carmelo Anthony a day because it's the only things that people will click on.
Well, it
But
is making
it's-
views for everyone now.
But it's Judgment Day though for Jer because tomorrow's the final day. Now he might be able to grift off of the verdict for like one more day. But if Carmelo gets life, then what's Jer gonna do? He's gonna like it'll be black people are upset about it and he'll reacting to it. Look at it. It's just every other video is Carmelo, man.
Like, what update
Emergency.
do you have?
Emergency, guys.
Boys.
They gave up Well, no, they just rested their case. I mean, they were felted. I guess they gave up. I don't know. But Jer tried to spin it as it's like a plea deal and 100% there's going to be a plea deal today. And it's like, he just doesn't even realize how far-fetched that is. Like, it's technically possible, but we'll get into it when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Right? It's our own blend. We roast our own stuff. This isn't available anywhere else. Each one of these flavors, I personally dial in. Many go through 20 or 30 iterations to
they don't.
He's in the lab coat.
No, they don't go through 30 different iterations where you're like messing with the chemicals. Like, stop it. He's Wonka in the inventing.
You taste it, you're like this. He's like this. Yep. That's the one.
Do you think he even does that? Like, no. I'm pretty sure Mill Creek's just like, here's the flavors, boss. What do you want?
Yeah.
Okay, I want this and this and okay, perfect, bro.
Get right. Our gingerbread.
You know what we should do? We should make our own white label coffee from Mill Creek and sell the exact same coffee.
Absolutely could. We could
literally make more.
We absolutely could. Like, my blend's different. No, it's fucking not, bro. So, like, Mill Creek Coffee used to have, I think they called it like their roast of the world or whatever, where every month it was a new coffee, right? So it turned out that Jer was getting the exact same ones, except he would get the prior month Mill Creek one. So he would get like the old inventory that was left over for Mill Creek for his coffee of the month. It was coincidentally always the exact same one as Mill Creek had the month before. But he definitely, his business has nothing to do with Mill Creek whatsoever. No. Even though the production facility that he allegedly toured was with the coffee brand coffee employees was the Mill Creek facility, but no, it has nothing to do with that at all, for sure.
Stuff, by the way, is 75% off. It's $5 a box. Our spiked jack-o'-lantern is $5 a bag. It's gonna be a long day of work. Good thing, I'll have some delicious hot butter coffee brand coffee.
Oh, there it is.
Keep me going.
He pulls it off the shelf as a prop, like.
Thank God I have hot butter. Ew, hot butter.
Butter. Like, what are we even talking about?
Hot butter.
Hot butter in June?
It's like those jelly beans that have weird flavors. You know what I'm talking about? What are those called?
Yes. Well, they're like the Birdie Bots every flavor beans, or there's a different name for them. The Bamboozled or Bean Boozled.
Yeah, Bean Boozled. Something like that. That's what it sounds like. Those jelly beans that have like popcorn flavor and shit.
There's also some crazy stuff. The judge enacted. They have no idea whatsoever.
He called the judge the jug. Bro, that's outrageous. Like, you should be stripped of your ability to broadcast if you call the judge a jug. Like, holy fuck.
They have no idea whatsoever what's going on. I'm wondering, here's some speculation. Perhaps Carmelo Anthony could change his plea to guilty.
No, it's not happening, Jer.
He's not a law tuber.
Listen, the thing is, he could try that, but at this point, the prosecution has no incentive whatsoever to accept that because A, all of the costs associated with the trial have already happened, and B, the prosecution destroyed the defense.
Yeah.
So they're going to win anyway. There's no chance they're going to lose. Now, they may not get the full life sentence, although I think that they probably will at this point. Life with parole, okay? But there's no way. But Jer convinced himself that because the lunch was taking an hour and a half too long, that this definitely meant there was a plea deal in place. And it's like, when have you ever seen this before? Like, it never happens. It has happened. But usually it's something like there's multiple people charged and midway through, somebody takes a plea deal to turn state witness, like in the case of Karla Homolka turning on Paul Bernardo. Like, I can't remember. And I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. I'm just a layman. But I can't remember a case like this where after everything's been presented, after the defense and prosecution both rest their case, there's a plea deal reached before it goes to the jury. Like, this doesn't happen.
That could be.
Hey, Ash, you'll be happy to hear The Amazing Digital Circus, the movie, beat Star Wars in the theaters.
He could try to change his plea to guilty. They could be trying to.
Oh my God.
Beat Star Wars.
I knew it was because I saw that there were more showtimes for it than Star Wars was getting. So I'm like, it got more. It took like the IMAX from Star Wars.
Yo, dude, Star Wars is so cooked.
Star Wars is dead, bro.
That's embarrassing, man. Disney really up with that shit, dude.
Work a deal right now. You know, they're getting absolutely cooked in this course. I don't know why none of these.
In the course?
Not the course.
Like golf course?
He's fat. The food brain.
Oh, yeah, he was thinking about the course.
Maybe that was my fat brain thinking of that. And you were thinking of golf. Different.
Links are loading anymore. It's definitely weird. What if I try to open it here?
Whoa, wait.
Anymore? It's definitely weird. What if I try to...
Hang on.
Oh, we missed it.
Hey.
No, it's nothing.
Here.
Look,
nope.
one day we're going to find something in there, bros. I'm telling you. That's why I keep doing that.
Access
one
denied.
Day.
You don't have authorization, but I am on X right here. I'm getting text messages. Hold on.
Ash.
Come on.
Do you
Come on, Jer.
Do you not have like a, you know, this? Hey guys, get back. We'll see you all. You know what I mean?
No, he doesn't. And remember, he said he didn't even know why anyone would want that. He's like, should I have that? Why should I?
Yes.
Like, have you never watched a live stream before? Like, how out of touch is this guy? Like, seriously.
Dude, all you have to do is just drag in a song into a scene and go, be right back, guys, and then you put it on.
Hold on. Okay, it turns out
that was on purpose, Captain Murphy.
Verizon bill is ready to be paid. If only I had a producer that was willing to work for free.
So now Jer's entire show's a clusterfuck, and again, he's crying out for the producer that's going to work for free.
He's right there, guys. What are y'all talking about?
Like,
he's stupid, dude.
Mike that was willing to work for free. Yeah, Mike is good. Well, they've been on recess for like 2 hours.
Recess.
I mean, recess, not Reese's.
Well, they've been on recess for like 2.
I can't even say that. Reese's.
No,
Reese's.
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 Oh,
like,
I like Reese's.
Oh man, we're getting there. Don't worry, Smaggle. We're getting through this one step at a time, bud.
2 hours. There's something going on. So I think it's going to jury today.
No, Jer, it wasn't going to jury today no matter what, because they had to make their closing statements, bud. Like, he didn't even realize that there was closing statements after the defense rest. He doesn't even know. Like, this is grade 11 law class, Jer. You stupid. Oh my God.
Prediction. They're going to change your plea to guilty. I beg for leniency.
No, where did he come up with that? Keep saying- it came straight out of his ass. Even his own chat starts calling him out. And he was like tweeting out like his official prediction, guys, is it's going to be a guilty plea. They're going to announce it. And Carmelo's only going to get 5 years. It's like, no, buddy, that's what you want to happen because you want to be upset. That's what this is.
Saying that he's going to change his plea to guilty. You can't do that in the middle of a trial. That's the point of a plea bargain. Well, right. The plea, you know, he's going to enter a plea. I'm going to reword that. Thank you, actually. Guilty via a plea.
What happened? What's going on?
Well, he doesn't have any idea.
He's changing the title.
He's
like making the description as the shows. Oh, let me.
And begging for leniency. Thanks for that correction. You're right about that.
Like,
I'm begging for him to stop. What?
Both, you get free overnight shipping too. Free overnight shipping.
There's no way.
Who else is offering that?
A lot of people. 90% of Amazon.
Here comes the self-help, Andy.
Well, besides everyone else on Amazon.
Okay.
Oh, self-help alert! Yeah, everyone with Amazon Prime. Yeah, there's a lot of coffees that'll get you there overnight. They're a lot cheaper than Jares. Probably better too.
But you support the show. I'll tell you what, I don't know how Tim does it. I don't know how Tim maintains 3 channels.
Well, you run like 7, don't you?
He has the employees.
I don't know how Tim does it.
By the way, it's crazy. Like I thought I paused there, but I didn't. But it was long enough for me to get my thought out. Like, this is crazy.
Well, like, Tim Pool is so unbelievably talented and impressive, and it's like Tim's a stallion, and it's like, just get off of Tim's nuts, man.
All right, Jared, let me tell you how he does it, okay? Tim Pool doesn't require any like movie magic editing. He sits down, he goes his opinion on the news, and then he posts the video. That's how.
Yeah. He brings in a panel of people that helps carry it, and they discuss stuff. Like, it's really not rocket science, bud.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to remind people, I'm live at 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday.
Oh my God, I cut it.
How was everyone? What'd you guys do this Saturday and Sunday?
So this is his new plan to avoid saying weekend. He says, what'd you guys do this Saturday and Sunday? It's the same thing. But if I don't say the meme word weekend, they lose. No, this is even worse, Jer.
It's way worse.
This is brutal.
It's way worse to say Saturday and Sunday.
Head on over right now to CBC.
Head on over.
Again.
He said head on over.
Head on over.
Look.
Head on over right now to CBC.
No, he did. He said head on over. Head on over.
Head on
Amazon.com. Go to thequartering.com/join. For the price of a cup of coffee per month, you support the show. Summertime is hard.
Summertime is hard. Summertime sadness. Like, you'd think it'd be the exact opposite. That more people have more free time during the summer and stuff. But honestly, who gives a shit? Like, when you're worried about the weather and making excuses based on the weather, it'd be one thing if your business was like selling ice cream outside and it rained. You'd be like, well, what the f are you going to do? But look at how sad he is here. Look, zoom in on his face. Like, oh no, he's sad. That's sad.
Yo.
That's felted, bro. Summertime sadness.
Head on over, Jer. Imagine one day, okay, just to the chat. Imagine Ash texted me one day and he went, listen, Andy, it's raining today. I think we should cancel the show. You know how it's like, I'd be like, what?
Oh, Andy, it's a really nice day outside in Canada somehow. I don't think anyone's going to watch the show. What do you mean, Ash? Like, our show happens in the middle of the night. Like, you know, everybody's home.
Around the world. It's not just
and
in
there's
Canada.
All around the world, and not every single person lives the exact same lifestyle. And,
not everyone's living in Toronto, by the way.
Like, what are we doing? Like, I heard Keemstar saying the same shit about the summer, and it's like, I don't know. We've been doing better this summer than we've done at any other point before. Almost as though like performance isn't tied to the changing of the seasons and is almost entirely independent of that. But I guess like maybe with the YouTube AdSense program or whatever, there are fluctuations. Yeah. I'm not going to deny that there's fluctuations probably of a few percent either way. But if that's really like your make or break, like you're just making excuses, really,
bro.
And no one gives a shit.
By the way, he's talking like the summer. It's like, The summer's a tough time, guys. Oh, we're starving over here. It's summer.
News is slow.
You just said you had the most news
the news
ever.
was coming in fast and furious. It was overwhelming how much news there was. But now the news is slow because your business is dying and you need people to give you money. You really, really do.
Got to all the new followers. By the way, we're on the front page. We're getting a lot of followers right now. Go on, guys. We're making fun of people right now. This is Jeremy, by the way.
You know, there's all sorts of stuff going on.
Thanks, guys.
You get the members only chat room. You get to email me directly.
What?
Whoa! It's an email the most boring man in the world.
Every single person can email him directly because his email address is public knowledge and he solicits emails from everyone.
Yes. I would rather talk to ChatGPT than Jer any day of the week.
What, do you really think he's like Santa, that if you write Jer writes back? You think like... I just don't believe it, bro. Because Luther Morgan's been writing to Jer a lot, and Jer won't write back.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like, he might be like Santa, but he doesn't have quite the magical ability to write back to every person in the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna in the next 3 to 4 months, so it's not suspicious. I'm gonna make a fake account and sign up to this $6. And I'm going to email him every day.
Your email address becomes public knowledge.
No, I'm going to make a new email. I'm going to make a whole...
This is fucking psychotic.
I'm going to make a whole new email. I'm going to make a whole new
just
thing.
Have like a correspondence with Jared. Well, if you've been following some of these videos, I forget if it was Luther. I think it was Luther, but it might have been Don did this expose where Jer was soliciting his followers to email him if they were thinking of killing themselves. And Jer would walk them off the ledge. And it's like,
suicide hotline?
Sir, you're not qualified to fucking do this, nor why would you fucking want to do this? The only reason to do this is to build a parasocial bond with desperate people so you can empty their fucking bank account. So you're going to be an unpaid therapist for the depressed in order to potentially extract $6 a month out of them? You're a multimillionaire, sire.
Bro, that is actually so funny. That's scary. I wouldn't trust someone who has suicidal ideation talking to Jeremy.
You know what I mean? Like, to be like, listen, maybe there is no point. Like, you know, fuck.
They're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna
suggest topics for the show. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to talk about.
Jer11.
No, Turkle, the Ralph segment's up next. It's going to be within this hour, I imagine.
Probably
not going to go past 1 a.m. here. So
email, I answer them personally. Message me directly in the chat room. I message you.
But
there's thousands of people in there.
So there's thousands of people that you're responding to their messages every single day. Like, I find that hard to believe.
Bro, I'm going to email him every single day. I'm going to be like, what's his name? Oh my God, he hasn't been here. James. I'm going to go, what's your thoughts on Bad Boys 2? Like, ask him. Like,
by the way, he's lying. There are not thousands of people in that Discord. Like, it's a complete ghost town.
Yeah, Ash, we have to email him James-style questions. Hey, so what's your thoughts on 007 Casino Royale? And then have him answer every single minute.
And there's hundreds of people probably in the members area.
Yeah, what happened to James? Is he still here?
Marvtown says, keep up the good work, fellas. He DM'd me a little while ago and asked me my thoughts on some movie, but I didn't,
he emailed me.
Get back to him.
He asked me too about the new game, the 007 game. That's what we were talking about. Sorry, James.
And definitely could use, 10 or 20 of y'all to sign up today.
10 or 20.
And it did not happen. Bro, Jared, there's not even 10 or 20 true and honest fans watching your live stream, man. I'll be real with you, there's not.
Basically, you get the private chat room with me and all other members.
Yep.
You get, if you don't want to chat, you can email me. If you just don't care about any of that, you want to
give me money,
support the show for $6 a month, or you do the year and you get 2 months free. Do that too. If you're in financial position.
if you can't afford $6 a month, it's over. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to say that, guys.
Like, don't even include that. Like, I just hate this. Like, I'm a common person, and I know we're all struggling together, and times are tough, and blah blah blah. It's like, just shut the up, man.
Yeah,
seriously, just stop it. You're not one of the people. You're a multi-millionaire. Like
Johnny H is whatever rich boy. What I'm saying is, if you like pay the $6 and it's over for you, you shouldn't even be you should be at work.
But this is the thing. When you're having to beg people to sign up, like on your fucking knees, it's like you should be providing something that is a value of $6 to where you don't feel ashamed to promote it and be like, well, it's only 20 cents, guys, and it's 20 cents a day, and like, I know times are tough, but could you find it in your heart? Like,
and sometimes you don't want to sign up for someone or donate, and that's fine, but those people just won't do it. They don't have to go like, well, I was going to give you my last $6, but now that you gave me an out, I won't. Like, what are you talking about?
Here's how you actually do it, by the way. Like, this is what we've been doing, is once, maybe twice a show, or not even that often. Well, this is what's coming out this week on the paywall.
That's it.
If you're interested, subscribe. It doesn't have to be constant, like beating people over the head with it. People know it's available.
Mm-hmm.
If they want it, they're going to go get it.
Like, yeah, man.
If you're in a financial position to. Hold on a second.
Like, why would you even like insert that? They'll donate or they won't. The end. That's it. By the way, you're asking for $6 to email Jeremy when you have a collection of Rolex watches.
I know. I know, and that's like, this is the thing.
50 grand a watch, Ash. How many members is that?
If he wanted to beg, he shouldn't flex. That's the thing. Like, you can't do both. And he could have still had the He could have all sorts of fancy Just don't flex it on people all the time. But for him, the whole point of having these things is to flex about what a baller he is and how rich he is. But he wants to be given the credit for being rich, but also be given the cash for being desperate and poor. And like, it's twisted. And then we got Threading This Needle says saying news is slow in the summer in a country whose Independence Day is July 4th is pretty insane when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Was the news slow in the summer of 1776? Is the news slow every summer? Is forever?
Just because
Jared said.
We're living in a time where there's so much news all the time. It's overwhelming. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Unpause, by the way. Oh my. This is not edited. Not edited.
Is real.
Not me.
This is, I swear, may God strike me down, that Jeremy Hambly genuinely did this himself.
Yeah, this is not AI.
And you'll see that he did, because he references what he's doing multiple times. But he's actually begging, like cup in hand, like Lower Than Phil, playing In the Arms of an Angel, which is the song that they play with like the starving dogs.
Did the bit. I played. Remember you were like play the song. I played the song and we did the whole joke.
This has become the Kino Casino bit has become real life. Yeah.
The quartering needs your help.
He needs your help.
He thought, by the way, that this would be like, oh, it's so funny. I'll do it.
I mean, it is funny. I'm not gonna lie, I'm dying.
If you can't find my coffee on Amazon, you just go to cbcamazon.com. It takes you directly to my store. You can shop original roast, flavored, unflavored.
Oh my god!
Whatever you need.
Look how sad he is.
But out there, out in the real world, the quartering team needs your support.
The quartering team needs your support, guys, out here in the real world. Jared's team of 2, maybe 3 people at this point needs your money. They really, really do. You know, they're not getting enough money for sitting on their ass doing nothing. They need you to dig just a little bit deeper and buy the coffee or sign up for $6 a month, please. Otherwise, this multi-millionaire will waste away to nothing. He may have to sell his second Tesla or his third plane. He may not get the private island this year. It may have to be next year, guys.
In the arms of the felted.
You will crawl and cry your eyes out in the casino.
Go to thequartering.com/join today, and for just
He forgot to
25 cents
Okay.
a day.
So he does the math, but he did it wrong. By the way, he said for a quarter a day, he said for 25 cents a day.
He missed the best opportunity.
Please, can I get a quarter a day? No, he actually bring it back. He said for a quarter a day.
For a quarter.
25 cents a day.
For 25 cents a day.
For just 20 cents a day.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm convinced, by the way, that he said this because during the last segment, I told him he should break it down like that. Instead of saying it's the price of a cup of coffee a month, you should say it's like 20 cents a day, buddy. But he f***ed up and said 25 cents and then corrected, which makes it even more desperate. Like he went from 25 cents a day and then he's like, no, my services are worth less than that. I can't possibly get 25 cents a day. Only 20 cents a day, my good sir. Please. I'm desperate. In the Arms of an Angel is playing. He's a bum.
You can support The Quartering.
No, he
and our
actually
entire
doesn't
team,
look like he's
our video editor, our graphics designer, Melanie Mack.
the graphic designer.
What?
So there's only 4. So even by his own admission, there's only 4 staff left. There's him, Melanie Mack, the editor, when there used to be multiple editors, and the graphic design, which is the thumbnail guy. Thumbnail guy's got to be getting to be on thin ice at this point. Like,
is there?
I don't know why there needs to be a thumbnail guy.
I mean,
I just don't.
ChatGPT?
I don't believe. And a lot of the time, he's recycling the same thumbnail. Goddamn day. Like,
what does this actually work out to? Yeah, 20 cents a day for just 20 cents a day.
oh my God, let's get some subs. This is
Or
insane.
even less if you join for the year. Thequartering.com/join.
.com.
So you think the bit's over yet? No. He's gonna beat this bit into the ground.
The perks are what I said they are.
So no
You
one
need to be
told
crying
us
and
to
shivering. It looks
you need to be crying and shivering for us to buy a chair. Cobra Chicken Prime for 25 subs.
Sorry,
Fuck your 25 cents. There's 25 subs, bud. And DSP Historical Society coming in clutch with 5 subs and balling
for a sub.
for a sub as well.
You guys.
In the arms of the locale, Jer will cope. He'll see the Billy.
Cobra Chicken Prime, fucking DSP Historical, and Ball. You good guys, thank you so much for the big support. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
It looks like we're going to have
to Ralph after this, by the way. Just
yes.
Reminder, Ralph.
An update here. Let me do this other topic, and we may be rolling right into the bombshell.
By the way, songs of TWC.
Bombshell.
That I Loved You, Bitch with Scar. I found that funny. I actually died. It's so well done, bro.
We may be rolling right into the bombshell. The song only works if you're skinny, Jeremy.
He said bumshell. That's his ass when he explodes out of his ass. The bumshell?
For just 20 cents a day.
Okay, no, it's over.
God, he's doing it again. No, he's doing
less than a cup of coffee, unless you prefer coffee, which in that case, coffee brand coffee.
Okay, the joke's falling apart. It's falling off the.
No, it's not done yet. Though he's gonna keep beating the dead horse. He started it up again. So now we've reached a new level of shamelessness, where he's now pulled up his dog's picture and is telling us his dog will suffer unless we give him money. Like, we talk about this as a bit where, like, DSP will put a gun to Jasper's head and say, unless we hit the goal, Jasper will die. But Jer is actually doing this. This is insane.
By going to the quartering.com/join.
This is the dog he admits to shocking, by the way.
Animals like Huck, the German Shepherd, might one day be able to afford a pool that is big enough for him.
Come on, you can afford a fucking pool, Jer.
And Ruby,
you piece of shit.
Ruby may be able to.
Why does he have he has like the smallest, cheapest pool you could buy at Walmart?
Bro, we're grifting off not just one animal, but 2 animals now.
No, it's gonna be 3.
Finally afford a different color frisbee. And we can afford special education classes for Onyx, who hasn't yet figured out
This is funny. This is
how
actually
to lay down in the pool. Look at Onyx. She's black.
It's the first time he's made me laugh,
the
bro.
first time he was actually ever funny. She black. She.
You can't sit, and she's
Oh,
black.
fuck. Yeah, come on, man.
Thequartering.com/join.
I'm not gonna join up.
All right. Let's get back to.
He has a cat
We've
here?
now brought in the cat.
Oh my god!
So we're on
Look at
the
this
4th
cat.
animal.
No way! No way!
The 4th, and the cat looks stressed, bro. Like, Jerry's clutching this animal. Like, I don't know.
Look how sad he is.
I know he's sad. He's your cat. Look, he is sad. It's like, dude, he's just like, bro, he's grifting off of the cat.
He doesn't have a future right now.
No, he's your fuck. You don't have the
But for
future.
just 20 cents a day by going to thequartering.com, you can give this cat the future he deserves. What? Delicious tuna.
Okay, so he can't
He's
afford
cooperative
cat food
because
for his cat. He can't afford food for his cat, so we need 20 cents a day to Jer to feed his animals. It's apparently our responsibility now. No, this is worse than DSP. I've never seen DSP beg for cat food. Has it happened? Does anyone know? Did he ever beg for food for his cat? This is insane.
Probably. I bet you he did. I bet you he has.
All right, bring it back 5 seconds.
Depressed.
Listen to this.
He's cooperative because he's severely depressed.
He's depressed. The cat's sad. He's starved and depressed, so he's just cooperating with Jer. It's wrong. So he's got another
For
cat.
just 20 cents a day.
Okay.
You can help
We're
fight
now
fever.
on the
the
fifth.
little baby.
The fifth animal we're grifting off of now. The desperation is in maximum overdrive now, bud.
Feline obesity. And feline flatulence.
The cat
For just
ripped
20
ass
cents a
into
day.
Jer's mouth.
Now it's an empty chair.
The empty chair.
All right, I think we've exhausted that bit.
Well,
You don't say.
it was over a while ago, but okay.
Hello? I'm still live. What's up? Carmelo Anthony might be pleading guilty any moment.
Okay, so pause. So what's happened is his wife has come in, right? And his wife is like, Jeremy, you left your arcade machines behind my car and I can't get out. And you told me you were going to be done with this by 11 in the morning. You were doing morning shows and you're still in here with your